ashtray. And another thing. Are we live?
We're live. Yeah, we're live.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome to our weekly live stream. I'm Jonathan.
I'm Nick.
And we are the Gosslings. And this is a weekly live stream that we do about writing and about any sort of pop culture, current events, anything that might transit our orbit or enter into the light of our little creative campfire.
Yeah.
Sort of anything that crosses our path. You know? So we got a special one. We're gonna have Adam Burrell, our narrator, who is over in England. He is going to be joining us today, so we got him on standby, courtesy of Restream here. So let's see.
You want to bring him on?
Yeah, let's go ahead and bring him on.
Here we go.
Yeah. Let's see. I'll let Nick handle all of that because
hey,
what's up, Adam? Yeah, what's
Hello,
up, dude?
sir.
How you doing? Yeah, pretty good.
We're doing great.
Pretty good.
Great. It's good to see your face, man.
Good to see you too.
Yeah, I'm glad you joined us.
There's that voice we've all come to know and love.
So good. So good. Such a great voice.
For anyone who's wondering, Adam Burrell is our narrator for all of the Heavenly Realms books and probably most of the Travelers League books at this point. And Adam is sort of like a de facto third Gosling in that, like, we do not deserve him, but we will absolutely take him. He has a great work ethic, and all of the books that he narrates, they're all available on Audible. So Adam, why don't you, I don't think we did like a proper introduction last time. Why don't you tell everybody about yourself and do a little self promo also, if you can, if you want to. I could do it for you, but I talk too much anyways.
So let's think. I am the great old age of 35.
Yep.
I've got two great kids. I've got Susie, who's 12, and Philip, who's 9.
Great age. It's so fun.
Oh, it is fun. It is fun. During the day, I work as a bakery manager.
Oh, that's right. Dude, Adam sent me the coolest pictures and video of his bakery that he made. It is awesome, Adam.
Racks of baguettes, and
oh,
I could smell it. I
Yeah.
could smell it just looking at the pictures.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Oh my
It's
gosh,
so good.
it's amazing. Yeah, Adam, your favorite are, what was it? You said tiger loaves? Is that right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Dude, I'm not, like, I know that, like, I eat too much bread anyways as it is, but Adam sent me those pictures, and I immediately went into the kitchen and made myself a honey and butter sandwich. Like, I have, this looks so amazing.
Yeah.
It looked like, this is going to sound really corny, but, like, it looked like the bread from, like, a Disney movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like
It's perfect.
It is. It's perfect. It looked, Adam, it's so good. It looks fake. Like, it's so perfect. It looks like a wax mold or something. You guys do an amazing job.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but when Jesus was in the wilderness for 40 days and the devil tempted him, he used bread.
Yeah, he used bread.
He tempted him with bread.
Doing the Lord's work, Adam. You know?
Or the devil's.
Or the devil's. Yeah,
Either way.
Right, dude, there's no way to get around it, you know? It's like, what is, yeah. I told Adam, and Adam, your father is an Anglican priest, right? That's kind of how you got started with the whole narration thing. And I told him he should keep with the theme of that and just open up a winery and just, like, call it like Communion or something. Just name the place.
Yeah.
Bread and wine.
Yeah.
I'll get Dad to be the guest speaker.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. So you manage a bakery during the day, and then what do you do at night?
Record audiobooks and play a little bit of games now and again.
Oh yeah, sweet.
Okay.
That's
now
right. So Destiny was one that you had mentioned. I guess you probably really dig that one because you do the resin stuff for it. What are some others that you like?
Call of Duty, have to be traditional and go with that one.
Yeah.
Myth, Age of Empires, Warhammer's 4000K.
We've talked about that. Yep.
Oh yes.
Yeah, but the let's see. I've never played it, but I hear the Space Marine, Warhammer 40K Space Marine is really good. The, like, third person hack and slash.
Oh yeah.
Game. Yeah,
That's
that
good.
looks really gratifying because you're just like chain sorting orcs all
It's
day.
first person?
It's third person,
Oh, third
like
person.
Red Dead Redemption
Okay.
or
Yeah.
Tomb Raider or something
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. And you're an
Inquisitor's
ultimate
fun. Inquisitor's fun as well.
Inquisitor. I don't think
I haven't heard of them.
I don't think I've heard about Inquisitor. Is that a first person?
No, it's very similar to the last one. It's third person again.
Yeah.
And you go around hacking, shooting, destroying, blowing up, you name it. It's great.
But if he's an Inquisitor, he's probably going after chaos, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
In a big
Chaos
way.
is like the demonic, the alternate dimension of like basically demons.
Oh,
And
wow.
they're like the antithesis to the Space Marines.
Gotcha.
Yeah. How long have you been into Warhammer 40K, Adam?
15 years.
Yeah. Okay. This is good. That means like Adam's legit old school Warhammer 40K, because I've noticed in the past few years, Adam, I don't know if you've noticed this, but like Warhammer 40K has become a lot more popular in the last few years, and I kept wondering like why. Why do these normies like why do these well-adjusted
Normal people, yeah.
normal healthy people like this? Because Warhammer 40K is like it's so specific in how like just extra everything is. Like it's the epitome of like hyperbole, and like I couldn't figure it out until I realized there was a tweet that Henry Cavill did a few years ago where he revealed that he was a Warhammer 40K fan. And he would like paint the miniatures. Superman.
Oh wow!
The guy plays Superman.
Yeah.
And so I think that's what kind of like clued in, the more mainstream market to like this ultra weird, super cool, hyper,
So it's not a
realistic
game. It's not just a game for basement dwellers. Is what you're
No,
saying.
but I definitely
it's for like
was
normal
one.
people.
Yeah, now it's for normal people. Adam, did
Everyone got
you
caught
ever
up
paint any of the models?
I had a few of them. My dad was like, no, get out on your bike, boy. You're not going to do that.
That's fair. Well, those things were expensive, man.
Yeah, they were.
I mean, they make like plastic ones now that are a lot cheaper and better, I think, in a lot of ways because they're more modular. But like the early ones were pewter.
Yep.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, like for a blister pack of like 5, I remember I had some long fangs, some space wolves, long Marines with like these big cannons and bazookas and stuff. And it was like $35 in 1990s money.
Yep.
I mean, that stuff was expensive,
Yeah.
That's why like you see all those people with like these massive armies, and you're like, okay, you're obviously a hedge fund manager because there's no way.
You obviously have no kids to have to spend that money on.
That's what it is.
Yep.
Yeah. Terminal Virgin.
Yeah, or you have spent your retirement on pewter figurines.
Yeah. I'll have to check out Inquisitor. That sounds. Is it for Xbox One?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
See, I knew Adam was cool, well, for a couple reasons, or a bunch of reasons, but Adam likes Warhammer 40K, which is it used to be fairly esoteric. And then you also like Myth the Fallen Lords, which is like, anytime you mention Myth, everybody thinks you mean Mist, and you're like, they couldn't be farther apart from each other, So that's how I knew, like, all right, Adam's all right.
Yeah.
Like, I'll take him, because he likes these things and no one else knows what these things are. So,
No, it just disappears.
Yeah, really. So, how long have you been narrating audiobooks?
Just about a year now.
Wow. Okay. Oh, that's right. We talked about that last time. You hadn't been in it very long, and you were kind of about to throw in the towel until the Heavenly Realms thing.
That's right.
Yeah. So see, I figure like my work is done. Just because like I just got Adam in the mix long enough to get him with Nick.
Yeah.
Now,
that's great.
Now I can.
That's
great.
Like, and how many books have you narrated since you started?
14.
14. Yeah.
Wow.
In just over a year.
Man, that's awesome.
That's fantastic.
How long on average? Because you move at a pretty solid pace. How long on average does it take you?
It depends on the day job.
Really?
So depending on, because I can do up to 70 hours a week in that job.
Wow.
So depending on that, and depending on kid impacts,
Yeah.
I like to think I can move at 10 hours a week if it's a normal week.
That's pretty good. So you're probably looking at, on average, maybe like 2 to 3 weeks for a book. Is that fair?
Yeah.
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 It seems like the process, well, that would make sense. It seems like the process takes maybe like a month from start to finish, from the time you accept the job to the time it's submitted to ACX, because ACX takes their time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Approving, which is the most frustrating thing in the world, because you sit there and you're like, it's perfect. It's exactly what it needs to be. Like, I've listened to it. There's no reason. Just ship it. Just do it. Just do it. Just like get it out there already. Like,
It makes you wonder who they have back there listening to everything and scrubbing through, and what are they really looking for?
Right. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's like an algorithm.
Is this acceptable content?
Yeah.
For a company that sells nothing.
Skynet. It's just Skynet.
It's Skynet. Yeah.
It's Skynet. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Skynet scrubbing.
It might be too wholesome.
Words.
Might be too wholesome or conservative for Amazon's taste.
Yeah. Did you mention Jesus in a good way? Oh no, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're done. Sorry, this doesn't meet our quality standards.
Yeah. And Adam, where in England are you? Because someone had asked me that yesterday, and I was like, I don't know.
So I'm in what's called East Anglia. So when you look at the UK, you've got the big bulge on the back side of it facing France. I live in the middle of that bulge, so about an hour and a half, 2 hours from London.
And that's kind of north of London, is that right?
Yes.
Northeast a bit.
That's right. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Nick is much better with geography than
I looked at it on a map.
Yeah,
I was spying on you. I was doing Google Maps, honing in on your house.
Yeah, Adam, we need your exact address for like live right now on the live stream, so we can tell all. Yeah. That's just how we're gonna drop in. We'll
that's fair enough.
Shoot in, in keeping with our American tradition.
I got whiskey today, so.
Oh, sweet,
perfect. Well,
what kind do you have?
I have a English whiskey, not a Scottish one, an English one. Called St. George, and it is made about 12 miles from my house.
No kidding.
That's great.
That's awesome. See, like, that's a great thing about Adam. Nick and I were in the liquor store last time, and I kept thinking, like, I need the list of whiskey, of scotch that, like, Adam gave me, and I have to see if we have any of these here. Yeah. Do they, I wonder, like, do they have a website? Can I, like, order some of that?
Probably. I'll have a look.
I'm sure they got something. You can order booze, right? Internationally?
English Whiskey Company. Englishwhiskey.co.uk. There you go.
English whiskey. Okay.
.co.uk.
I'll look it up.
Nice. Well, now that you've poured yourself a glass, right? Nice. I say we do the toast.
Yeah.
Let's say we do the toast. And I believe you should. Yeah, we should have Adam. We should have Adam do it.
No. This is your toast.
Okay, well,
but you got to join in the.
Will you join in the response? Yeah. All right. We can at least get Adam.
I'll join with Adam in the response. I think I went first last time.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go.
All right. For everyone watching, we do a toast every week. It's sort of our mantra, the mantra of the Goslings, and it's almost liturgical. So one person starts, and then everybody else repeats the second half. So if you're watching, raise your glass and just repeat the second half if you know it. Here we go. Take up the broken sword of your father
and strike down the darkness.
Cheers. Nice.
Cheers.
What are we drinking? Michter's?
This is still Bullet, but I do have Michter's in there.
Okay. Yeah, see,
I wanted to finish off I was proud of myself that I had Bullet left.
Yeah.
You got that giant thing last week, and this is all that remains.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. Yeah. Wow.
And I was like, I'm going to go get some. I'm going to get some Michter's and not tapping it. Let's just see if we can use the same bottle for 2 shows.
And it was a tanker.
We did it. It was huge.
Yeah. Which makes me, now I can sort of gauge
I may have a problem.
how much Nick drinks during the week, you know? And like, it's like, okay, yeah, maybe that, but listen, that's like creative.
What you should really be asking is, what is it that makes Nick feel like he needs to drink
what is it?
that much in a week?
Well, hey, we're not to conspiracy corner yet. So.
Oh, yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah.
We will get there.
We'll definitely, we'll touch on that. So, Adam, I totally forgot to ask. I don't know, but we meant to ask you if you were going to do a typewriter one-off today.
I've got one.
Yes. See,
oh, man.
I know.
I knew he would.
This is the thing. Like, Adam is so in the zone. Like,
Yeah.
he's so, like, truly, for the two people watching this right now, like, we really...
I think that's both of our screen and his. I think that's two.
Oh, yeah, okay. Any person who's watching this later on, like, Nick is far more organized than I am. I am, like, such a clueless, like, flopping baby duck.
Oh, no.
That, like, I have no... Like, Adam is able to anticipate our moves and be there waiting for us. He's like a hospitaller on the road with the cash.
We're pretty,
you know?
We're pretty predictable, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
That's great.
I mean, what is that like? Trust is just consistency over time. So you can, you can trust somebody to be, a little scatterbrained. So,
well, maybe we should give our guests the option of going first, second, or third. What would you like, Adam?
I'll go third.
Okay,
Third? All right.
So it's up to you and me to determine who's going to go. Let's put our typewriter one-offs thing up here. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
We're horrible at deciding who's going to go first, so we just have to do rock, paper, scissors every time.
Yeah.
Because we're not good at decision making.
Yeah.
We're not good at taking the initiative and just saying I'm going to do it.
Well, I mean, it's a trick that I learned once I got into high school. It took like 10 years of school of like dodging, just like not just wanting to go and just dreading it the whole time until you eventually are like last. And you spent the whole 45 minutes of the class just like being miserable, So like around like second or third year of high school, I figured out like, do it first, get it out of the way.
I do that sometimes, like in a small group, like a church.
Yeah.
And they're like, all right, let's pray. Let's close in prayer. Who wants to lead? Crickets. No one. And everyone's thinking the same thing I am. Please, not me. Don't pick me. Don't pick me. I'm just going to listen. Don't pick me.
Yeah.
And after a while, you're like, all right, this is really awkward. I'm just going to do it,
And kind of pathetic.
And, I've got some prayers memorized. You just don't want to pull out the wrong one at the end of a prayer meeting. Like, Lord, thank you for this food. Wait, wrong one.
Wait. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah. Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.
I pledge allegiance. Wait. Wrong.
Hail Mary, full of grace.
Wrong slot. Wrong slot in the brain. Wrong file.
Wait. Oh no, I'm sorry. You'd be like that guy in The Mummy, Benny. When he's like pulling out all the different medallions, ding ding dong, it's like trying every religion.
That's great. All right, let's do it.
Okay, yeah. So, but to make it more fun, we do rock paper scissors.
We got to figure out who's going to go first. Ready, go.
All right, 1, 2, 3, shoot. See, and usually Nick wins because Nick has me figured out.
Yeah,
so
I'll let you go first.
Okay.
Before you start,
the
wife is listening.
Oh,
She's
sweet.
At work, listening. Oh, dear. I've got behaved now.
Mrs. Burrell is killing it with the resin stuff.
Yeah.
She sent me like some preliminary things for the bookmarks.
Nice.
And
wonderful.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to, we'll talk about it, I think, more once things become a bit more developed and we get like maybe some prototypes or like a first batch. But man, she is awesome. I have her making a tea tray for my aunt.
Yeah, for Aunt Audrey. Yeah.
And then making something for Cameron for his birthday.
Yeah. That's so cool.
Her stuff is so cool, man. Like it doesn't like, I don't know how hard it is to make that stuff. I had a friend who made some stuff like that and he would like put lights in them, so they would like light up.
That's cool.
But the one that I think, the two that did it for me and Nick that really blew us away were the dice.
The dice were really cool, yeah.
Thing, the tray, that contains the dice, and then the cogs tray. The cog tray is amazing. Like that is super cool.
Yeah. Yes, there it is. There it is.
Gosh, that's amazing. And she just does that just right now for like family and friends, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right.
Where did she find? Do you know where she found all those little cogs, all those pieces?
Off Etsy, I believe it was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
That does look like the most Etsy thing to ever Etsy across Etsy, and it is like the coolest. I love it. It's so like. I'm telling you, she'll be outselling all of us in a year, and
easily.
Yeah. And how long has she been doing it?
8 weeks, 12 weeks.
No kidding.
Yeah.
So she just got into it.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's so cool.
Awesome.
So cool.
She told me. I asked her. I was like, "Well, do you want me to promote you, or do you want to like lay low for a little while?" And she was like, "Right now, let's wait on that right now because I think she has so many like friends and family." Oh, look at that!
What is that?
Is that another?
Oh, it's a box
thing.
Yeah, a little lid.
Dude,
that's
the
so
dice
cool. Container. That is cool.
And you guys, do D&D?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah,
I love it. Oh, it's so great.
Adam perpetually has the best delivery.
Yeah, for sure.
Of any one of us at any given time. Well, I'm really looking forward to once she's in a place where it'll help her. I'm really looking forward to talking about that stuff more and promoting it more. And I'm really excited, man. That is such a cool, unique thing that like it doesn't seem like it costs a lot to do or that it's insanely time consuming or laborious, but it allows her to be really creative, and man, it works. Dude, what is that?
What is that?
That is awesome. That looks like something out of Dune.
Beautiful. She should make, what she should make?
That is cool.
She could sell these like hotcakes. She should make tesseracts from the marble series.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's cool. You know what it reminds me of, Adam?
Oh, neat.
My grandmother used to have this collection of, you probably remember these, glass globes that had like swirl patterns.
Yes.
In there. It's that cool. Same kind of, and they were the coolest things in the world. And she had like 3 or 4 of them just around the house, just purely decorative, and it's that same kind of thing, but like, I don't think it's as expensive to make that stuff. It's a good idea, man. Yeah. The Burrells are so awesome.
Yeah.
Like,
agreed.
Agreed. You guys are.
I'm glad she's watching too. That's nice. Thank you for the support and
quite the entrepreneurial couple.
Yeah, I love that.
What did we come up with, Adam? They're like double-burrelled.
Double-burrelled, yep. Double-burrelled.
It's like nice. I told him that I was Instagramming, with his wife about the bookmarks and everything, and he was like, "Oh, you're about to get a double barrel of Burrell," Like that should be your guys' website.
That's great.
Double-burrelled.
Awesome idea.
Anyways, okay, well, we'll talk about that later. We'll do the typewriter one off now. Okay, so here's mine for anybody watching. Here we go. Boy human is at it again. He thinks this will help, that it will make a difference. If I'm not out in 30 minutes, he tells me from the bathroom door, call the cops. I wag my tail nervously, my anxiety rising. How am I supposed to do that without opposable thumbs? This is going to be a disaster. Boy human's hubris will be the doom of us all. He turns from the tub and closes the door. I hear the water begin to run. He whistles some tune over the faucet's gushing din. It's something from his collection of 80s music. I don't recognize it, but that's all he ever listens to. But soon the record will scratch, and that's when the fun begins. Well, I won't be the only one left without a chair when the music stops. I have to get out of here. I have to escape. But how? The front door is closed. The backyard is fenced in, and I've seen what happens to other boy humans who try the hard and visible barriers that bar me from my observation portals, positioned ever so considerately at intervals throughout the house. It is a crash of clear, cutting daggers that prove treacherous for the otherwise indomitable soles of my feet. No, there is no easy way out of this soon-to-be sepulcher, this King Tut's tomb in the heart of suburbia. Man's best friend has been abandoned for a foolhardy endeavor by the one living being in all of God's green earth that was supposed to take care of it. Dominant species, my flea-bitten rump. I will have to engineer my escape. An avenue must be ascertained and manufactured. I could bark, but that would only get his attention, and even then it would only be a temporary solution. I have learned the hard way that doing so too many times will deter him from a solution. He will simply tell me to lie down and return to his self-destruction. I cannot save him, no matter how hard I try. I could destroy something, make a mess and some noise, and it will draw him out. He will respond to a little bit of sound and fury. It will buy us some time at least. I say us, but really it's just me and Boy Human. Other thing can drown and rot in her self-imposed misery, and the world would be the better for it. I am not vindictive, but I am not suicidal either. Besides, all things must end. But must the good things end so soon? Surely we can do something to further our cause. Surely some measure can be taken for our self-preservation. Boy Human is not bad. He's just a bit of a dullard. In his high-minded, lofty state as a sentient being, he tends to get lost in the clouds. That's why I'm here, to keep him grounded. I know what I must do. The plan comes together perfectly in my mind. I have to work up a load, but thankfully my kind always has something on standby. First, I must secure the leash. This will take some doing, as Boy Human leaves it hanging by the coat rack. Beforehand, I will tank up as fast and irresponsibly as I can devour it. By the time I have the leash, I can feel my insides gurgling. Good. Now, to position myself by the front door. I squat. My business takes time, but I make it happen. All insides are evacuated. It's a mess. I bark, repeatedly and more insistently. Chester, Boy Human exclaims. What is the... Ugh! He stops dead in his tracks and recoils with a huffing groan, forearm reaching up to shield his nose. What did you do? A dullard's question. He knows the answer. He sees the pile and puddle I left for him, my whimpering around the leash in my jaws, and my sullen, shameful stare, and he melts into his new duty as janitor. This takes several minutes. It's not pretty. At one point, I think he too will retch upon the hardwood. He parts the invisible barriers of my observation posts. We need some fresh air in here. I look at him. Let's see. I look at him. Oh, I'm sorry. Forlorn. Sorry, buddy, he says, ashamed by his own perceived neglect. I guess I forgot. I crank the sad eyes up to 11, hoping it will push him over the edge and he will cave, abandoning his fruitless disaster in the bathroom and abscond with me on my favorite activity for half an hour. If I can pull this off, I will be the king of Valhalla. They will sing odes to my cunning, my temerity, my love for dogs' ages to come. Boy Human looks down at me with a pitiful regard. I know, big guy. Maybe you're right. Maybe... He stops, and his brow furrows as he looks at my tail. Looks like you got some poop on your bum there. What? How could I? I was so careful. Come on, let's get you cleaned up too. Boy Human scoops me up and makes for the bathroom. I am headed into the lion's den. I already have the bath running for Mr. Mufflemittens, Boy Human declares in that tone of dopey optimism that I know will be our undoing. If not today, then someday, any day. We'll give you a bath together. No. Dog gods, no. I have undone myself. In the words of that ancient poet, I have been hoisted by my own retard.
Well done.
Thank
Oh,
you.
that is so funny.
That was brilliant.
Not go the way he was hoping.
No, just disaster. Because what kind of a
I'm
human
done by my own
bathes-
retard.
I kept trying to think of things that rhymed with, petard. Turns out there aren't a lot. Yeah, you kind of got to reach to find.
Only one.
The only one that I could think of. Yeah.
Oh, that was great. It was great. Did you run out of black ink and switch over to red?
I think I did. Yeah, my typewriter really needs work. We got to find somebody here pretty soon.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think Nashville typewriter guy is going to work out. So we got to find.
That's a shame.
Somebody else.
That's a shame.
That's all right. I bought him too. So I just use one of his.
Just one of mine. That's right. All right, I'll read you mine. Mine is double spaced, so
yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah, God help you all. After Nick showed me single spaced, he should have never done that.
All right, here we go. For you cannot serve both God and mammon, the preacher cried. Can I get an amen?
Amen.
Amen, the congregation heartily echoed. Amen, Grant grunted, only half engaged. His face was one of the dozens awash with soft blue light in the darkened church sanctuary. He was listening and making like he was reading along on his Bible app. But his Bible was connected to the beast.
Yeah.
Plugged in at all times.
Yeah.
And in between spirited pleas from the preacher, decrying the dangers of the fallen world and the deceptions of this new and last age, Grant would check on his friends, his posts, the likes and comments, etc. I serve God, Grant thought to himself. I'm not fool enough to allow money to be my idol. Then he switched over to Instagram. More likes. Man, people are really digging that selfie at the waterfall. I should post more of those. Grant's thoughts drifted to politics. He quickly opened his Fox News app just to check on how messy the new president is making things and what new shootings may have taken hold of the public's attention. Then he thought about his nephew's birthday. It was in 2 days. Oh, crap, I got to get something for him. I totally forgot, he thought. So Grant jumped over to Amazon and found a super sweet Lego set and had it shipped in a gift bag complete with note and his nephew's address, to his nephew's address. He hit place order only seconds before the offering basket passed by him. It was as empty as his Amazon cart. Prime was the only way he could keep up with the fast pace of his completely ordinary life. He heard singing in the background, then a prayer as he checked his work emails. Everyone got up to leave. The service was over. The congregation dismissed. Yeah, great sermon, he proudly thought. I'm glad I'm not a slave to money. My friends, we are all slaves to technology. We cannot live in this world and function in our society without it, so it seems.
Yeah.
But not all slaves are morally equal, and not all slaves share equivalent servitude.
Yeah, that's true.
There are 4 general types of slaves. The first kind doesn't know that they are slaves. The second kind knows and deeply resents their slavery. They long to be free and may even take steps towards their own liberation one day. That's you and me, my friends.
Yeah.
The third kind knows they're slaves, but are fatalistic about their bondage. I'll always be a slave, they say. But I have control over it. I don't let it control me. They feel that it's best to just acknowledge that they will always be slaves and, while not liking their condition, make the best of it and try to just use their bondage in a way that might benefit them. The last kind is the worst. They love their servitude.
Yeah.
They are happy to be slaves and can't wait to see what new version of shackles are being developed. And this kind of slave will be the first in line to receive the mark when it comes, whether they profess faith in God or Christ or not.
Yeah. Awesome. Very cool. Very cool. Is that sort of inspired by Fahrenheit 451?
A little bit. Read it over the past week.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah.
And it is a little bit, but it's also mainly inspired by my seething hatred of technology.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Yeah.
And I can't get over how people are just so in love with it and the newest thing. And they can't wait. It's like, I think there is a correlation between people who aggressively love new technology and really want to get a vaccine.
Oh yeah.
There's got to be a correlation there.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I won't say any more. I don't want to hurt
Yeah.
hurt anybody's feelings, but I think that, and I wrote this in another one-off, and I was going to read that one, and I changed tune.
Yeah, you changed gears.
But it's like,
I always like the ones that Nick chooses not to read, because I'm like, that's where the money
it's all
is.
about, it's like, if you read the Bible, there's like, be vigilant. Watch for the signs of the times.
Yeah.
Jesus gives signs of the times. You read Revelation, signs of the times. Be vigilant, be vigilant, be vigilant. And Christians are doing that, but it says that, even some of the elect might be deceived.
Oh, yeah.
So it makes you wonder, what are we willfully turning a blind eye to?
Yeah.
That could possibly be,
Yeah.
a sign of the times.
Yeah, we saw that with, and I say this as someone who voted for him twice, but we saw that with Trump.
Mm-hmm.
There were, and Nick was like on the Trump train before anybody.
That's true.
He figured it out before anybody else did.
Yeah.
I was a big Trump supporter.
I won bets before he decided to run.
Yeah.
Or when he announced he was going to run, I won bets. I said, not only is he going to get the nomination, he's going to be the president. I won money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's the one guy who didn't pay, but he's a liberal, so it
Never-
stands to reason.
There you go.
True. He's too busy giving all his money to Black Lives
His name,
Matter. Yeah, call him out.
His name was Willie.
Yeah.
What was his last name?
Name him.
I don't know.
Yeah. So that we might shame him.
He owed me
from the
$40. He lost $40 in a bet and never paid up. Shook on it in front of everyone at work.
Dude,
never paid up.
Adam, like, how low does your self-esteem have to be to not like make good on a $40 bet? You know what I mean?
Oh, it's got to be down there somewhere.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I've lost a lot of bets.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
No one wants
But
to
be a
lose.
man.
Yeah. The greater shame is not taking responsibility.
Right.
The greater shame is not like keeping your word.
Now that Trump lost, I wonder if I could get my $40.
Maybe.
Hey, look, man,
Yeah.
you're right. That was a horrible idea, right?
Mhm.
So maybe you can pay me now.
Yeah, maybe you can pay me
You were
now.
right, kind of.
Yeah. Yeah. I think there is some
Get my
sort
money
of
back.
correlation though between there is this like, I don't know. It seems like the people who really are in that godlike flow state of just, deep in the current, I think is what they call it in the Bible. There is a detachment there from the beast system. And the people who don't have that, you got to feel that, like, Adam, I'm sure you probably saw this a lot, you kind of, or at least talked about it in church, like, you have to fill that void with something, right? And technology can be a great substitute,
Yeah, it can.
It seems like something that can easily fill that void, but the insidious nature of it is it robs you of your time and it robs you of your experience because you spend so much time here that you're not, and it happens to the best of us. Like, I remember this was back when Dad was still alive. This is like 2013, 2014. We were at a Thanksgiving or Christmas, and Adam, I'm sure you've probably seen this a ton too. We've all been guilty of it. Like, the whole family is in a room and everybody's on their phone.
Yeah.
Like, every single person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
we even we all collectively looked up and realized how stupid it was at the same time.
Yeah.
But it's just so addictive. It's the new crack.
It is. It is for sure. Yeah, it is addictive. Think about, I was thinking about this, excuse me, this image of a guy who goes out with his, let's say he goes out with his friend, let's say girlfriend. They decide to go on a camping trip.
Yeah.
Right? So you have a guy who's like, I got 2 days. I want to go camping. He goes out, he makes a campfire. He sits by his campfire for 2 days to get away. Remote, no one but he and his girlfriend sitting by a campfire out in nature.
Yeah.
Girlfriend pulls out a phone.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, it's not one guy at a campfire for 2 days enjoying nature.
Mm-hmm.
It's everything, everywhere, everyone, all the time.
It's like a floodgate opens up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You've detached from nothing.
Yeah. Adam, do you
She brought all of her friends.
Right. She
to talk about all of the things.
It's like bringing the beast on a leash.
That's exactly what it
is.
To the
thing, and it's like this enveloping Lovecraftian hydra with just tentacles and likes and recommends and ads.
I hate it. I hate it so much.
Adam, do you ever find yourself feeling like that?
Yeah, I also get told off by the wife as well when I've sent her a message and she's sitting on the other side of the room. She goes, "Why did you just text me?" It's just because it's automatic to pick the thing up.
It is. It's so easy to do.
Yep, for sure.
You know, and right, it's just
you're suddenly going, "Oh yeah, you're there. Hello."
Maybe don't be so quiet next time. You know, we should all be so lucky to have a godly woman in our life who's like, "Hey, I'm right here, ding dong."
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I think what irritates me is those early adapters.
Oh yeah.
You know,
the ones who can't wait to get the new.
They got to be the first.
Yeah.
They got to be the first, and they're crazy about it, and they can't wait for the next thing. I'm like, why? You don't have time to do anything meaningful.
Yeah.
You know, and plus you're in this constant cycle of updates and upgrades.
Yeah.
You know,
and surrendering of personal information.
You're constantly being listened to all the time.
Yeah, all the time. Constantly monitored.
Bye privacy. Gone.
And it's so unhealthy for you to stare at those. And I can't do it. You know, I look at, I scroll through my Instagram feed before I go to bed, or, it's like part of my gear down process. But man, I mean, like this last week, I finished Stephen Pressfield's new book, A Man at Arms, and there were a couple nights there where like that was my deliberate ending activity. And man, it's so much healthier. You know?
Yeah, for real.
But it's like something you deliberately have to do. It's like going to the gym.
So
you have
hard.
To make yourself do it.
Yeah. Reading a book is as hard as going to the gym.
Yeah.
It really is.
Adam, do you ever find yourself being exhausted with probably just exhausted, period. But like, you work like 70 hours at the bakery, and then you come home and not just working at the bakery, but managing the bakery, which is like a whole other level of, I thought of you over the weekend. I saw a clip from Better Call Saul, which is not a show I've ever really watched, but there's the one of the drug lords, and he runs the chicken place, the chicken shop. There's somebody who's watching right now who's like, who is this moron who doesn't know who this character is, So anyways, anybody who knows what I'm talking about. But he's waiting on a phone call, and so in the meantime, he has one employee, like a supervisor there, who he repeatedly has clean the fryer. And he's like, it's you can go home. I'll do it myself. And the guy's like, no, I'll do it. I'll do it again. Give me another shot, boss. I'll do it again. And he's like sweating on it, scrubbing away, trying to make it perfect for this boss. And I just thought, like, man, I bet Adam has those moments where he's like, dude, just go home. I'll just do it. It's fine. Yeah, just go. It's sort of like when you try to get your kid to just take out the trash, and what should be a 30-second conversation becomes a 15-minute argument.
Like, I'll just do it.
Yeah, and it just becomes like, it's just easier. I don't even have kids, and I get it.
Christian's room got so bad.
Yeah.
One time. It was such a disaster. It was so overwhelming. And it was just like, he would walk in and it was too much for him. He couldn't do it.
Right.
And I was so sick of it. I'm like, all right, just get out. I'm going to do it. I threw a bunch of stuff away.
I'll save you from your own.
Like, just go over there. I don't want you to see what I'm getting rid of.
Right.
Just shut the door. I'll be out in a couple hours.
Yeah. It's like operating on your kid. You don't want to watch the surgeon operate on your kid. The kid's right. Yeah. Adam, you ever find yourself doing that? You ever find yourself just waiting in there? Yeah.
It's awful.
Steel with some thick-soled boots so you don't step on Legos.
Rubber gloves.
Yeah.
What am I going to find?
Yeah. Yeah, you might find a peanut butter sandwich tucked away in a corner somewhere that's been.
And who knows what will scamper away from it when you lift up the mattress.
Yeah, it might be the sandwich. It might come alive. You know, it'd be like something out of The Thing, you know? It just comes up with some little crab legs and, you know, scampers off. Yeah. Like, oh no, now it's an existential crisis that this thing is, you know, now I have to fight this thing. You know?
Well, Adam, I believe it's your turn for the one-off.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Sure.
Adam will show us all up.
Show us how it's done.
Barak came stumbling down the hill, his father pushing him at almost a run, leaving the burning guards and volcano peak far behind them. Down and down they ran, Barak stumbling and falling, his battle axe falling from the sheath at his back. Orcs never drop their weapons, and normally he would receive a beating for such an outrage, but today his father did not care, his eyes burning red like flashing ruby sparks, swirling deep within azure crystals. Eventually he was dragged into the village, kneeling before his father, unable to stand, chest heaving with the struggling to try and recover from the descent. Suddenly his father pulled the greatsword from his back and pointed it at Barak. He knew the time was coming for his judgment for dropping his weapon and witnessing his father speaking to the great fire spirit in the volcano at their back. He knew he was not meant to exist further. His mother, who had been captured years earlier, should have been given to the spirit to feed it and maintain it, but his father had hidden her from it. The sword was raised and Barak closed his eyes, picturing his mother, and how although human, she had survived in the orc world for more than 16 years. The strength she always showed to him, and the ability to stand up to his father where no one else would dare. He had expected pain, but nothing happened. He opened his eyes and saw the hilt extended towards him, the fire symbols running down the blade, glowing like the fire was burning deep within the sword. "Take it," his father growled. As he cautiously reached forth his hand, he felt a rage building inside, almost pulling the sword into his hand with the need for a weapon. As his hand touched the blade, it sprung into flames and a voice roared within. "Ignore thy father and thyself. Follow, and you shall be free." An image of him using the sword to kill his mother sprang into his head. His orc raged, fueled by the flames in his head and sword. Without thinking, he strode to the hut at his back, flung open the door and stepped in. Before his mother could utter a word, the sword in his hand was buried to the hilt in her stomach, blood spilling from the wound and across the floor. As he felt the rage leave him, and he caught her, he fell to his knees, tears running down his face. Without a word, she reached up and slipped the necklace she had always worn, a simple plain cross, on a leather strip over his neck. "Forgive me, Mother. I always knew this day would come. Be strong, Barak, and know I will always be there." With a shudder, she slumped in his arms, and a storm of tears and fear swept over him, until a voice, deep inside, stronger than him and the world, "Come to me, my son, and I shall protect you."
Yeah. Dude.
Well then.
Amazing.
I quit.
That is good. I told you
That's
to show
awesome.
us up. Yeah.
That's fantastic. You know
That
what I
is
think we should
killer.
do? I think we should, when we do our
Quit?
typewriter runoffs. Well, no, I think, but one last thing we can do before we quit. When we type our one-offs, we should send them to Adam. Just have him read them.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That was
PayPal you.
awesome.
Yeah.
That was great. What a great scene.
Yeah, it is really good.
Man, well done.
Thank you.
What inspired it?
That is an adaptation of my Dungeons and Dragons character's backstory.
Oh, that's cool.
Interesting.
Okay, yeah. I figured it was either that or Warhammer. Yeah, one of the two.
No,
Right.
he's born into the orcs and made bad. And the fire spirits are after him. But
Yeah.
then he becomes a ranger, turns his back on being a barbarian, becomes a ranger and fights for good.
Really? That's cool. So like that's such a cool dichotomy to have like because the archetypal orc is just a brutish, barbarian, a mold spore if you want to go with the Warhammer 40K version, but it's offset or juxtaposed really well by the compassionate nature, which is not something you normally, Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, very cool. Well done. Oh, man, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Thank God someone else did something fairly heavy.
Hey, man.
That like takes the pressure off.
Yeah, I kept mine light. I was going light this time. That's I was light spirited. That was fantastic. Both of y'all's were really great. I really like it.
That is a cool thing about D&D that like I've tried it. I'll never. It's not for me. It's too much math, which is sad because it's just arithmetic. But even I can't do that. Like it's just like that's too much. But I've noticed that it is such a great creative. It's a really fertile creative soil. You know. Like Nate from Taurus Necros, the ones who are doing my special edition, like he does D&D a lot as well. And in fact, we were collaborating on a project for a while that was based off of one of his campaigns. And it just seems like that is the cool thing about it is it seems to always provide something for you to build off of. Because it seems so collaborative. Yeah. Yeah. Like how many people do you have normally whenever you do a game? 7? That's a good number.
How often do you guys get to do that?
Every other week.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, that's good.
Fantastic. I've confession to make. I've never done that. I've never played D&D.
Yeah?
Yep. No. I got a lot of friends that do.
Yeah?
Yeah. A lot of friends that have done it for a long time.
Is that the only RPG that you do, Adam, or do you do others?
No, that's the only one. And I only started playing that 4 or 5 months ago.
Oh, really?
Just as the clan that we play with when we're playing Destiny.
Yeah.
They decided they wanted to try it, so we joined up, and every other Tuesday we sit there and we join up with people across the country and play Dungeons and Dragons.
That's great. Awesome. Yeah.
That's great.
Well, and you can use the dice that.
And it sounds like you have to be creative in front of other people.
Oh,
yeah, creative with people. I like that.
Yeah, it does kind of.
I think I don't know. I've never done it.
Well, it does kind of put it on Front Street a little bit, and you really have to. Adam, correct me if I'm wrong, but you really have to be able to both think on your feet and be kind of entertaining with it, because like the most fun seems to happen when something goes askew. Or someone does something out of the box, And
you have to be quite careful because obviously you're all in a group, so you hear everything that's going on.
Oh, yeah.
But you have to think, did my character hear everything that went on?
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
And so if they're over in that shop, I can still hear what's going on in the shop, but I can't act like I knew what went on in the shop.
Right. Yeah. That's a hard thing, too, is like because effectively, every one of you becomes a writer at that point. Yeah, you at least become a writer for your own character.
You got to keep all those details in mind.
Yeah, and you really, and you have to gauge your character based not only off of your own personal dossier, but also off of the statistics that are rolled for your character and how that informs your character's decisions. And it's like, are you, or are you the character? Like it becomes this weird Jungian kind of existential deal, and you do have to like play with perspective. It's such a it's a cool creative writing workshop in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Do you find yourself coming up with a lot of ideas, Adam, when you do it?
Yes.
Yeah. That's
too many sometimes. Sometimes it'll be like, this is getting too complicated now.
Right. Well, it's so easy.
Sounds like it would be.
I mean, well, that's like I think really the writer's curse is the kitchen sink. It's not that you don't have enough. It's that once you get on the same wavelength of whatever creative vibe it is that you're trying to tune yourself to, the ideas are almost too much. And now you have to become a self-editor to figure out what to pull, That's the hard part. We're really gonna, I'm hoping that Adam doesn't really run with any of that for like the next year or two at least. Because once he does, he won't need us anymore.
That's true.
Adam will be writing his own.
He's going to be writing, narrating his own stuff, and he's going to be too busy for the likes of me.
Yeah. He won't have time for our.
I'll always have time for you two.
You know what? You will. I'm short shifting your character. Adam will make time for us because he's sterling. We don't deserve. Although I think what is the ideal scenario? I wonder if the ideal scenario is to maybe live in England about 20 miles from Adam, or maybe 5 miles from Adam, in a Tudor house, and then with all my guns just hidden, from the Queen, I could just ride by on a bicycle, and I think we should bring back old school Cold War era England, Adam. I don't know if that's a good idea or not. Maybe not. Maybe we should.
Probably not.
We should stick with the new.
Somewhere in between.
Somewhere in between.
90s England. 90s England was good.
90s England. I wonder if that's sort of the Mighty Boosh sort of vibe of England, because you still got those back alleys. Adam and I were talking about the Mighty Boosh earlier.
Still, I haven't seen it
last week. You've never seen the Mighty Boosh?
Never seen the Mighty Boosh.
Yeah, dude, I know. I sent him a link.
I
know.
It's time management. I'm horrible at it.
I know. He doesn't have time. He's too
know.
busy. He's too busy creating and writing and being industrious. You can take your phone into the toilet and watch the episode where they get lost in the jungle and they have to find Milky Joe, with the one with the mod wolves, where they come out.
I have no excuse. I have no excuse because Adam has a very similar situation. He's a wife and 2 kids, full-time job that requires a lot of him. He does things, he has side hustles and is in the margins of his time every week.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the Mighty Boosh, so there it is. But I've been reading a lot. I have been reading.
That's true.
I've been filling it with things.
Yeah.
We'll let you off. Reading is good.
You're off the hook this week. But next week.
The Mighty Boosh, that sounds so dirty.
It kind of does, yeah. Boosh.
What a Boosh.
I can't remember, Adam. Does Boosh mean anything? I don't think it does.
This is his name, right?
No.
Yeah, it's just a silly word that they came up with, right? Yeah. It's such a cute show, though. Do you watch it with your kids? No? See, I heard a lot of families who did watch it with their kids, and I'm I think you got to be maybe 12 or 13 to be old enough to appreciate.
There's probably vaccine families.
Yeah, vaccine.
They're poor at decision making. So they're my kids can watch the Mighty Boosh. You've been vaccinated. Let's go.
Yeah, you've taken the jab. It's fine. You'll mutate your RNA. You'll appreciate this. And then we'll dress you up like a girl. And then, almost got us in trouble. So,
let's go on to topic 1.
Yeah. Do the subscribe thing.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
If you've made it to 59 minutes and 28 seconds of this video, we'd like for you to subscribe by hitting the bell, hitting the subscribe button and the notification bell. And this is for you if you do. Join the Gosslings writer group. That's us.
Yeah.
Me, Jonathan, and Adam. I think we should make him an official Gosling.
We're going to do it. Yeah.
Have an official ceremony.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
An initiation ceremony. Not that reading a one-off is not an initiation. You've certainly done that twice. But making him an official.
I haven't
go from 2 to 3.
Nick and I have been kicking that idea around for probably a better part of 2 months now, and I haven't yet because I wanted to think of some sort of ceremony.
Yeah.
Just make it as pretentious as possible.
Absolutely.
I'm wearing a vicar's robe.
I'll put my ascot on. I got a couple. You've probably seen them.
That's where you realize if you want to be a
tweed
Gosling,
jacket, ascot and pipe.
Yeah, you have to own a tweed jacket. It's when you get knighted or you get anointed into the Masons or whatever, they give you your robe.
You have to have a typewriter, an ascot, a tweed jacket, or a pipe,
or a pipe.
Yeah.
I got them. Does that count?
Maybe we'll put it under review.
It's under review.
Adam has us beat.
I didn't say you have to smoke a pipe, but you have to own the item.
Yeah. It's just all about the look. I mean, clearly.
That's the one I get told off for covering the telly up with.
Oh yeah. Adam has sent me some videos of his massive like dragon clouds that he.
I wonder what's in that.
Yeah. Adam. You must have like lungs the size of that bullet tankard, because like between the booming voice, the narration,
great billows of creativity. Is what he's got.
Yeah, it's just
playing the trumpet that did it.
Was it really?
Trumpet player.
Cool. Yeah.
Interesting.
I think wasn't Dad a trumpet player?
What did you trombone?
Trombone.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Trombone.
Yeah, so the trumpet, huh? That's awesome. Do you still play?
Now and again.
Now and again? Yeah.
Finding time, that's the problem.
Oh yeah.
Hey, we'll make time for you on the next live stream.
Adam's like, I'm having some connectivity issues here. It's like, you know what, Adam? That's
hide. Cloud hide.
Yeah,
it's like a
big
ninja.
poof of cloud, and then when it clears, you're gone.
He's gone. Yeah, he's a turtle. He's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. No, Adam, that seems like a really good way to like wake up the kids when they're bad. When they don't want to come out. Yeah.
Whoa.
You know what?
It's gone.
What? Where did he go?
That's great.
He's a wizard, Harry.
That's great.
He's a wizard, Harry.
He's a wizard, Harry. That's kind of who Adam reminds me of in a way. Like Adam brings that Hagrid energy.
Hagrid, yeah.
That, like, just optimistic, just a big, like, cool, friendly, optimistic, smart dude.
Yeah.
Like Hagrid was cool. I'm not the biggest Harry Potter fan, but like Hagrid was always cool because he always, even when he seemed like he didn't know what was going on, like
that's the thing. He always understood what was going on at a slightly deeper level.
Yeah.
Yeah, he knew. You know what's going on.
Yeah.
You're a wizard, Harry.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Which makes me realize that, Adam probably realizes that, we're just a couple of hacks that aren't selling any books.
We're just a couple of dorks.
But he's entertaining us. He's
yeah. It's like, look, this is my godly charity. This is my first fun. Yeah, come on. I mean,
for sure.
I hope that we're at least entertaining on clown level.
Yeah.
But yes, if you're watching this later on and you're interested, Adam and Nick and I are all on Instagram. I'll post the links below. Let's see. Nick has the Travelers League. He also runs the Fringe Mythology Facebook page. Yeah. And then Adam, you have is it a Blogspot account?
I can't remember.
Yeah.
So what I've got Adam_narrates is my Instagram.
That's right.
And then I've got Mr. Burrell UK at blogspot.com.
That's right. Yeah. So if you're interested in using Adam, if you want to reach out to him for your audiobooks or for any narration, or if you want to try and get him to sell you some painted Destiny resin guns, that'd be pretty cool. Yeah. What else? Okay, so I mean, at this point, Adam is kind of an onion. Like every layer, there are layers.
He's a complex man.
Yeah, there are plans
a lot going on with Adam.
Within plans. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, there's got to be. Is there anything else that we're missing that your entrepreneurial spirit has delved into? Or have we plumbed the catacombs of?
Stream on Twitch occasionally.
Do you? Okay, cool.
Not very often. Not very often. I've done a couple of charity streams on Twitch.
Oh, that's
cool. Money, so that was fun.
Okay. What did you stream? Destiny?
Yeah.
Yeah.
24 hours.
24 hours.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. See, that's a good one to stream too. Yeah. That's Moxie, man. That's
yeah, it's Moxie.
Yeah, good for you.
Nice. Started a new character and went from the very beginning all the way through.
Oh, that's awesome. That's a smart move. Well, and what was the charity for?
Crohn's and Colitis UK.
Oh yeah, cool.
Because I suffer with Crohn's, so.
Oh really?
Yeah. Yeah, that is the admirable thing about Adam is that like he's got some health stuff that he works through, man, and he does more. It might be that like that same British spirit that cause the sun never to set on your empire. But like, but like Adam does more in a day than I probably do in a week. I mean, it's just,
I know.
There's a lot going on there, man. It's pretty awesome. Are you still working on Wayfarers at all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got 4 chapters to edit.
Okay.
And then I'm doing an all-nighter tonight, recording some more.
Oh, you really? Man. But you work on Mondays, right?
I gotta let her out.
Oh,
I don't want her to have an accident like your one-off.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
I've got a day off tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Okay. Do you normally have Mondays off? Is that usually like a recovery day, sort of? Yeah. Okay. That's good. That makes me feel a little bit better about this because it's probably like, I don't know, close to 11 o'clock your time, midnight.
11:30.
Okay. Yeah, I gotcha.
Started work at 8 o'clock this morning.
Oh, wow, man. Yeah. You know what's funny? As you get older, you can run those 30-hour days every now and then. But like I noticed about a year ago, all of a sudden my capacity to run 30-hour days is like once a month. Like, it slows down and you realize like you're not 25 anymore. You can't just like, time it comes for us all. But
and we're good.
Okay.
That was great.
It's Dee who is the wife that's the real workhorse because she works all night and then looks after the kids and does school runs and everything during the day.
Whoa. Really?
Jeez.
Man. She gets no sleep.
And she's starting this, over the past 8 to 12 weeks. Yeah. Yeah. Starting this side hustle too.
Yeah.
Sounds like, it reminds me of Rihanna.
Yeah, it does.
Constantly
It does sound like,
on the go, adding projects, doing multiple things all the time, which is great. I just wish I could do that. Yeah. I wish I was wired like that.
There are people who are like, well, and when it's something that you enjoy, it motivates you to, it doesn't feel like slavery. It feels, you're not Ahab chained to the whale. You're flying, man. It's fun.
Yeah. I spend most of my week feeling like Ahab chained to the whale, like most people. Yeah. But not when I'm writing, not when I'm doing book stuff. Not when I'm doing book stuff. I'm like, this is amazing. I don't want to stop, but you have things you got to do. You have people to attend to. Yeah. Yeah. That's if I
genuinely enjoy the narration, the writing's great fun.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Good.
That's awesome.
Good.
So good.
Yeah. Well, and that helps when you encounter obstacles in the narration too, whether it's manuscript related or artist related,
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You're like, okay, this sucks, but I love it, so here we are. Well, speaking of which, we had a couple topics that we were going to touch on today. Adam, you might have something for this.
I'd love for you to weigh in on this.
Yeah.
Topic number 1, Grammarly. And my position on Grammarly is that it is creativity's cancer.
Yeah.
I hate Grammarly. There is writing and there is editing. Yeah. And I feel like it is a sin to do both at the same time.
Oh, to self-edit along the way?
As you go, yeah.
It does feel a little inviolate.
Well, they're two different. Your brain is doing two different things. Two completely different things. When you're in the flow, when you're in the creativity flow, in the story is coming out, that's a different part of your brain that you're using. As opposed to editing, going back and looking for adjustments to make. And you're trying to use both sides of your brain at the same time. Yeah. It
doesn't work.
No, if you basically, you're essentially half-assing two things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Whereas I'd rather whole-ass one thing.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah. The Ron Swanson quote. Yeah. Don't half-ass two things. Whole-ass one thing.
Yeah, for sure. But it's when you're constantly being.
It really is.
What I hate about it, and this is another reason why. I mean, just technology in general does this. Yeah. But Grammarly is really, really about this thing. Grammarly is good if you've already written something and then you apply it.
Right.
Because you're okay. Now it's time to edit. Now it's time to rewrite. Now it's time to clean things up. But to do it as you go, it is when you're typing and creating and writing dialogue and all this stuff, and like it's just you see all these squiggly little lines, red lines, all these things distracting you, and you're trying to create and you're being notified, actively, aggressively notified.
Yeah.
You spelled things wrong. Things should be in a different order.
Or it thinks that you spell things wrong or put things in a different, in the wrong order.
I mean, just the mind share
of
the notifications and the little red lines and while you're trying to just let the flow process happen.
Yeah.
I think it shipwrecks.
It's like trying to wipe while you're pooping.
Next topic.
Next topic.
Done. That's exactly wipe while you're pooping. That's genius, bro. That's so good.
Thanks.
Oh my gosh.
Put it on a typewriter. Let's put it on a logo.
Right though. So right. Yeah. It's like when I got this. So when I got this.
Yeah.
I had the mic. You can plug a headset in so you can listen to it while you're recording. And I couldn't do it. I had to take the headset out because when you're trying to record and then listening and you hear mistakes, you lost the flow completely.
Yeah.
So it's true for narrators even.
Yeah. That's interesting. Well, and that is really interesting to me because so many coming from a musical background from our father, we spend a lot of time in the studio and everybody always sings with a headset on so they could hear or a monitor if it's a live thing, so they could hear their own voice and make sure they're modulating and their pitch is correct and everything. And it seems like it works for singing, but I bet you're absolutely right because I've done some podcasts before where you wear the headphones and you hear yourself talking and it is so distracting.
Yeah.
It just, even if there's not a delay, even if it's just a one-to-one immediate feedback, and even if there's nothing wrong, but there's a part of your brain, there's a section of it that is like self-assessing and self-reviewing while you're trying to, it's the same thing. It's the exact same thing, just in an audio format instead. That's brilliant. That's so true. And you do want that like pure experience of just like, let me just read it and then go back and edit it later. Yeah.
And I'll share this too. I'm going to do a quick screen share of a great article about this that I found recently.
People are writing articles about this.
Oh yeah. If you were to Google why Grammarly sucks.
Yeah.
You'll come up. You'll get a number of great articles. I think this is the best one, and the reason I like this one is because this person acknowledges that Grammarly is really an in the moment editor.
Yeah.
And they recommend turning off all those.
Use a typewriter.
Use a typewriter.
Yeah.
And then they do two things. Actually, there are 3 points they make under this use a typewriter. One, you'll rediscover your flow, which is true. There are no notifications or interruptions or anything distracting you from just typing. It will type exactly what it'll produce on the paper exactly what you punch on the keys.
Yeah.
Nothing else happens.
It doesn't argue with you or second guess you.
Exactly. Just does right. Just does what you tell it to do.
And it's incumbent upon you in a very Dune-like mentat way to like, you have to do it. If you screw it up, it's your fault.
Yeah. Well, you can go back and fix it if it's a mistake.
Yeah.
But it's not the being constantly aware of all of your mistakes.
Yeah.
So much as you're just being aware of what of the story you're trying to tell. And you'll love this next point: improving your language comprehension. It's not telling you that words are misspelled, or it's not telling you it's not suggesting that you use a particular word. It makes you have to go out and find a word, Google a word, look it up in the dictionary, find a thesaurus. You might, or he or she says, you might learn something. You might, it gives you a better comprehension of the language itself. Yeah. And then I love this so much. The third point, first drafts suck. And you know what? Yeah. They're supposed to.
Yeah. It's okay to be messy.
Yeah. They're supposed to suck. It's okay. The point is to get it all, to get everything and the kitchen sink on the page.
Yeah.
And go back later.
Yeah.
That's what editing is later. Later on, I'm going to cut. I'm going to change. I'm going to respell.
Yeah.
That should not happen during the creative process.
No, I really shouldn't.
You know, nobody composes a song and mixes and masters it at the same time.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know? Anyway, that's
well, that was something that I learned when I was writing the Heavenly Realms series, was like, in order to really edit, you have to wait, I mean, bare minimum, at least a week, but really, truly, at least a month. You want to give yourself like a month to where you forget about it, so you can read it with a fresh set of eyes, you know, and then you can go back, and because then you can't anticipate it, you're not on autopilot anymore. So anything that won't look right to you theoretically won't look right to me, you know, but even then you still, and this is why I really appreciate, Adam, the editing that you're providing for Wayfarers. I should have been doing that from the beginning, honestly, but like, Adam has been awesome as, like, you know, impromptu narrator or editor for me. And even if you can, because you have to self-edit, that has to be like at least a step, if not the step in the process, you know? And that's when you go back and you read it, preferably out loud, and look like a crazy person, you know, in the Starbucks, and read it out loud, you know, and be like, okay, this doesn't work. This sounds weird. Oh, I use this word 2 times in the same page, you know, like just little things like that. But even then, you still need somebody, another mind, another soul, another brain, you know, another heart, another set of life experiences, and another set of priorities to look at it as like, well, beta reader. It's basically the concept of the beta reader. And it's a great layer, because all you're doing, you can accept or reject any of those edits. You're not incumbent to accept them, you know, but all it is another whetstone. It's another round in the forge.
Let me ask you this.
Hammer.
For me, like a normal Travelers League middle grade fantasy book, usually around 30 chapters.
Yeah.
I write 1 chapter a day. I'm done in a month and a half, whatever.
Yeah.
So by the time I write the last chapter, I can immediately start with chapter 1, because would you say that that's true? I'm a month away from just editing that first chapter? Or do I need to get away from the whole story for a day, a week, a month?
Ideally, I think getting completely away. In fact, I think, and this is where like Stephen Pressfield and I maybe I'm wrong, but like this is where I'm a little different than Stephen Pressfield. I say take a break. I say like go somewhere. Stop writing. Like shut it down for like a week.
What about writing something else, something different?
No, I say just
no creativity,
because your voice carries through. I mean, you can. There's nothing really wrong with that. But for me personally, I like to hit as much of a reset switch as possible. So like when I'm done, I like to bask in the glory of my accomplishment, you know, as self-indulgently as possible, you know, and then like go on and just get geared down completely out of that mindset, and just stop writing and just play a computer game, play Diablo or play Halo Reach, you know, or go to the beach, you know, or just, you know what I mean? Something like that for, you know, for just at least a couple days. Even if you just don't do anything, don't leave the house, but you're just not writing. And you get completely out of that vein, out of that flow, so that when you come back into it, you're coming back into it with as fresh a set of eyes as possible. I think there's a lot to be said for the Pressfieldian model of start the next one tomorrow. I think that's a really good, obviously, that's really good advice, you know? So I diverge from that on that particular point, because that's what works for me. For some people, like if you find that the momentum is what keeps you moving and it's hard to get that train up to speed again, then by all means start the next one tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's a personal thing. But for me, I've been doing it for 20 years. It's like, this is always going to be with me, you know, even after the Heavenly Realms books are done, even after Sasquatchalypse is done, even after like all these other projects that I had from 10 years ago are done, I still have 2 or 3 other projects that like I came up with in the past week. it never ends.
Yeah.
So it's like once you understand that, but it depends on the person. And Grammarly is so insidious in that because it distracts you, because it literally breaks you out of that mold, and you go back and you look and you're like, did I misspell that? And then you go and now you got to look it up, and it's just, and you're second guessing yourself, and it's so insidious. It's so like Luciferian. And
it's the beast trying to keep you from being creative.
It's the beast trying to kill that logos in you that's trying to come out.
Yeah.
That the muse, that Parakletos, that's like, it's like that guardian angel who's just like on your shoulder. Like, I know there's a guardian angel on my shoulder. It's like, you just shut up. Like, if you'll just shut up for 5 minutes, your life will be so much better. My life will be better. We'll all be better. I'm sick of fighting all these monsters because you won't shut up. I think Grammarly is like the opposite of that.
Yeah.
Which is like just this little devil that's like, did God really say that you would die? Did you really mean to say that?
Look at all the things you misspelled.
Yeah, look at all these little mistakes.
Yeah. Look what I can do.
Yeah. Adam, do you so you segregate your editing and your recording too, right?
Yeah, I do. And the other great thing I find is kind of like that beta reader that you said about, is because I record it, I go back and edit it, and then I'll listen to it again, and then I send it to you guys through ACX, and then you guys listen to it and send it back, which is very much like what you're getting me to do, Jonathan. I've listened to it, I think got it, but then you'll pick out those little bits that have just escaped my radar.
Yeah. And that really is, it's like an extra layer of radar,
Mm-hmm.
And what's so funny is that, like, your upgrade to the 200-pound mic, it, in a way, like, it reveals things that maybe before would have like flown right under the radar, and like, but you can tell a difference. You can tell a difference in the, and like, I think it's sort of the thing where the audio quality before, like, I was a little taken aback when you had said that someone had complained about the audio quality, because I was like, there's no part of this that sounds, below board. Like, there's nothing about this that sounds inferior or substandard. But I think it's sort of like my untrained ears are kind of like going from black and white to color, and it's sort of like you don't realize. It's like you don't have a barometer for what bad sounds like, but you know what better sounds like.
Yeah.
And it's always a spectrum of like neutral, good, better, best, bad, worst, worst. And you don't know where you are on that spectrum until you have another point to sort of anchor off of. And so Adam, your upgrade on that mic, man, like, I didn't think I'd be able to tell the difference, but you can tell the difference. It sounds pretty awesome.
Yeah, cool.
And it's a good investment. Yeah,
cool. And I don't think you've recorded anything of mine since getting this new mic, so I'm excited.
Yeah, you'll be able to. It sounds richer.
Cool.
Precious. We won since.
One mic to them all.
Speaking of which, Adam, have you got to the chapter in Wayfarers with Tempest yet?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. Yeah. You know what? I thought about it. I should have warned him. I should have been like, dude, you better get like some throat coat tea, or I know. And you know what's funny is that's like an ancient chapter. That's like from the first draft of the first book.
Wow.
There are a couple of chapters in that early section that are ancient material, and that's one of them. And and I thought about that on the way over to Nick's today. I was like, oh, it suddenly dawned on me. It's like, oh, that chapter with Tempest. I should have warned him about that. Poor Adam. It's just...
Well, you've officially been warned. There you go.
It's like the air raid sirens going off after the bombs have dropped. Like, oh yeah, thanks. This really helps. Anyways,
well,
Grammarly sucks.
Grammarly is awful. It's just an awful idea, and anyone who is a creative, anyone who's an artist, should be able to see through it and should not give Grammarly any of their money whatsoever. Don't even use the free version.
Yeah,
don't even use it.
Oh, Cameron was making fun of me for it. Yeah, he was like, "Why are you using that?" I don't know. I just thought it was an extra layer. Yeah, but you're right. I got to delete that off my computer. It's no good.
It's just no.
Just send it to Adam. He'll edit it for you.
There you go.
Yeah. Name your price.
$1 million.
You serious? Like $1 million? Yeah, that's funny.
Well, the next topic is something that I've been wanting to do for a few weeks, and just as an exercise in self-effacing,
self-flagellation,
self-degradation. I have on the timepiece, which is the first book in the series. I have 116 reviews.
That's amazing.
And I have
even Jamie said that was amazing.
That's great.
She was blown away by that.
I'm so excited about that.
Yeah.
But I am one. I have an ego, so I start reading 5-star reviews from like my mom, and I start believing my own. What is it like? You read
Smelling
your own mail.
fart.
Yeah, you start like. Yeah. And so I have to,
leaving your own fan mail.
I frequently go back and read my worst reviews.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that I do. And I thought, you know what? I want to share my worst reviews live on the show from the timepiece. I'm sure there's some bad reviews on the other books too, but the timepiece is really where it all starts. The first thing I ever wrote.
Yeah.
So it's me at my earliest, most novice, most juvenile phases of writing.
Nascent phase.
I am going to share
inchoate
two critical, the ones that when I first read them, they was just
knife to the heart,
and I'm over it now. I didn't comment, I didn't challenge them, but it's hard. It's hard to read bad review.
It's difficult. Dude, well, you never engage in the negativity, right? Like you know what I mean? Like there's no, what good is going to, unless the person is under a misapprehension. And even then it's a risk. It's like, well, what are you going to really accomplish by defending your work? It's an artistic, it's so dumb. But people will do it. I see people do it. I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you, you're just like swirling into a black hole of oblivion.
And argue and
you're gonna wind up like Sam Neill in Event Horizon.
It's like, what if they're right? So here it is from E, which is very bold and brave of them to give us their name. Yikes. She read the timepiece. Yikes. I applaud this guy. I think this is a guy, actually.
Probably.
I applaud this guy for putting his book out there, which I appreciate. That was hard to do. The idea is interesting. Thank you.
It's probably a guy in skinny jeans. I'm just going to say it.
The writing was weak.
Adam,
the writing was weak.
The writing was weak.
And you know what? I'll give him that. It was my first book. My 8-year-old liked it enough, but it was hard to read aloud.
Well, maybe that's because it's for your 8-year-old, E. Like,
thank you.
Maybe it's not for you infantile adult.
Now, moving on to the next one.
Do you think that's a guy or a girl?
I think it's a guy.
You think that's a guy?
Yeah.
I don't think that's a guy because I don't think a guy with that low of a testosterone would be able to have a child. So I think that's a chick.
No, it's her. It's her child from her first marriage.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, well, definitely divorced.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe you're right.
Sorry, that's a little cruel.
But 2 stars, okay. Whatever.
My marketing manager always told me I was at my best when I was cutting other people to pieces. So this is dangerous territory we're wading into. I'm just telling you.
This next review was serviceable YA. That means young adult fiction. This is Jacqueline A.H. Perlmutter.
Perlmutter.
3 stars. She said it was serviceable, which I appreciate.
Mm-hmm.
Young adult. It's not young adult. It's completely the wrong genre. This is middle grade.
Yeah,
completely different genre.
And that's a forgivable offense because no one outside the writing world knows what middle grade is.
Yeah, but nobody outside the writing world would abbreviate YA for young adult.
Okay, that's a fair point. Yeah, touche.
The interesting premise,
mm-hmm.
just like interesting idea, interesting premise, which I appreciate. Rudimentary writing and slim character and plot development. And you know what?
Development?
No, Jacqueline. I disagree on the plot development.
Yeah,
Jacqueline Perlmutter is exactly right on the writing being rudimentary.
Sure.
and slim character development.
Yeah,
I'm going to give her that.
yeah, that's
I'm
fair.
going to give her that. And I've been working harder at both of those things.
Well,
really.
and Adam, this from doing the narration, Nick's books, watching Nick's writing, because Nick was not. I've been a writer since I was literally old enough to write. So this is
It's true.
I mean, literally since I was 6 years old. And so, but Nick is a newcomer to it late in the game. And I have watched him progress over the course of 2 years by what takes people their whole writing lives to so yeah, the timepiece is rudimentary, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the characters are slim. One, it's literally the first thing that Nick ever wrote.
Yep,
you know?
Yep.
So God bless, cut the man some slack. Two, it's for kids.
Yeah.
That's the big thing. It's what do you want? You want it to be Chaucer? You don't want to you don't want to infantilize children forever and just go dog go for the rest of their lives. But there is an accessibility margin of we got to negotiate that point on the graph where it's accessible by being easy and not overcomplicated, but it also feeds them some sort of artistic or spiritual or ethical nutrition, at the same time, and challenges them a little bit, and
and the reason I disagree on the plot development part of it is that books 1, 2, and 3 all follow a 3-part story structure, and I didn't even know what a 3-part story structure was.
Yeah, he didn't even know what he was doing until he took that seminar.
Yeah. I went to writing seminar, took some notes, and I ended up rewriting book 5.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh my gosh, there's story structure. Of course, this all makes sense. I'm going to rewrite book 5 and make it follow this.
Yeah.
Did the same with Henry Half Moon and Happy Jack and all that. So, and it's helped me tremendously. Book 4 admittedly didn't really follow that story structure, but it was a lead into book 5. It's actually one long story. 4 and 5 is just one long tale.
Yeah.
But I split it into 2 books.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I did that with the last 2 in the Heavenly Realm series. It's one book split into 2.
Yeah.
Because if it wasn't, it would be an 800-page book. And I mean, you can do that, but it's better to have 2 400-page books and have a 7-book series.
It's better to sell 2 books instead of 1.
This is why I'll never make any money, because I don't even think about that. And Nick is so right. So better for you too, Adam.
You want to go on to Conspiracy Corner?
Yeah, we can move on to that. I kept thinking I had something else for the worst reviews, but I don't think I do. So
do you have any reviews of yours you want to talk about? I can back up.
You know what? Go and look. I don't even know if I have any bad reviews because I don't have anybody. Most of the people who have reviewed it have just been family. So I only have 15 reviews on Empyrean Falling.
Sorry for the
let's see.
Slow this down here. There we go. Lee.
I think
there we go.
It might not pull. Oh no,
there it is, right there.
Okay.
Man, we should screen share this. Hold on a second.
Oh, we're not screen sharing. Okay,
let's screen share.
You're just watching me
I just realized. Hey, wait a minute.
Staring at the monitor for 20 seconds like a moron.
Here we go. Heavenly Realms. There we go. Boom.
That's a one.
Empyrean Falling. 15 ratings. Click on that.
I did get another 5-star rating, but it didn't come with a review. I was a little bummed out. I kind of don't like.
Those are the best.
It's great for the algorithm. I honestly, though, the narcissistic, insecure artist in me is but tell me what you loved about my work so I can smell my own fart some more.
I like BJ says, no. Enough about me.
Yeah.
What about you? What do you think?
What do you think about me? Mary's review, actually, she's a friend of Cameron's. Mary's review actually was probably the closest thing to anything negative. Down there I had a hard time on the right-hand side towards the bottom 4 lines up.
Here we go. I had a hard time keeping up with the minor characters.
Yeah.
Which resulted in a few instances of the narrative's significance being lost on me. Regular readers of the genre might not have the same issue, however. I strongly recommend this book to fans of epic fantasy. Nice. I can't praise the eloquence of the writing enough, which totally agree with that. Nor can I emphasize how intense and vivid an experience this was.
Yeah,
Wow.
she was super complimentary. But and Adam, I'm sure you have this experience too. If anybody ever couches a compliment with a criticism and a compliment, it's like you have that same experience of like you zero in right on the negative. You're like, oh, I had a hard time keeping up with the minor characters, and then and I kind of chuckle to myself now because I think about like the original version had probably at least twice as many characters as this does. Like this is the like bare bones, pared down, CrossFit, been in the Sinai desert for 6 months version of that. That's kind of why I'm looking forward to Adam not only doing Wayfarers because it stretches some of those characters a little bit who got sidelined, but it also gives him an opportunity to explore other characters that I didn't get a chance to, that I had to excise from the original.
Wow, these are great. This book's
I
love reading. Wow, that's high praise.
Yeah, I was friends, or I can't remember if I met her connected with her through Instagram or through the book reviews, but she's just, I don't know who she is. She's a stranger, but she's a sweet lady. Yeah. And most of these people are
jaw-dropping. Wow, this is high praise.
That dude was he was in Buds actually to be a Navy SEAL and so broke his leg.
Oh man.
Yeah. So shout out to Joe. Don't break your leg. Break a leg, don't break your leg. Break somebody else's leg, Joe.
This is really cool. Have fun reading this captivating chronicle of angelic history.
Yeah, he was really, he was like my first super fan. It was pretty cool.
That is cool. Very cool.
But Mary's a writer as well, so like she kind of knew how to phrase what she didn't like in a way that was gentle. She knew how to be gentle. So,
if anyone said to me that my book brought back their love of reading, dude, it doesn't get better than that.
I know that really awesome. Was like the feather in my cap. That was like,
that's fantastic.
That was the crown jewel of like.
You need to share that like social media. You need to like.
That's a good idea.
That's a very good idea.
Everywhere. I mean, that's fantastic. Yeah. What a wonderful compliment. Jeez.
Well, that's why I love having Adam do the audiobooks, because I have so many friends who are so busy that they just sitting down and reading is an exercise, and nowadays Jordan Peterson talks about it, how like podcasts, you think YouTube is big, podcasts are even bigger because it's the same thing except it's pure audio, so you can listen to it in the car, you can listen to it on your phone, anywhere. It's more accessible. Even if you treat YouTube as a purely audio format, podcasting is still much, much larger by a magnitude of like 5 times at least.
Oh yeah.
And audiobooks are the same way. Like, I have so many friends who they'll never crack the cover on any of my books.
That's a shame.
But they'll listen to the audiobook.
Yeah.
And that's like the beauty of what Adam does that I really appreciate, is like we live in modern times. Do you wish that it were that way? Maybe not. But at the same time, like, unless like Adam got out in the town square and started reading like a town crier, or like his dad, like an Anglican priest from the pulpit, then like you'd never hear Adam's voice, and that's like, that's the benefit and the beauty of like the modern age. That's where you can make the beast work for you instead of you work for it, so it's really cool. I really enjoy it. It's a real privilege to have Adam on board to do those.
Absolutely.
And it reaches so many more people. We probably sold more audiobooks, and it hasn't been a lot, but we've sold more audiobooks than paperbacks ever since Adam's been doing this.
That's great.
So the proof is in the pudding right
there. It's awesome.
So thank you, Adam.
Yeah, thank you, Adam.
Thank you.
All right, let's go on to the next one. Conspiracy Corner.
What's next? Conspiracy Corner.
Let's talk gun control.
Yeah. Yeah, drum roll, please.
There have been a slew of shootings that have been in the news this past 2 weeks.
Yeah, and they've been fairly small scale. That's the interesting thing. Like, right after Trump got in, there was, I think maybe it was 2018, maybe. There was the Vegas shooting.
Vegas and Charlottesville.
And Charlottesville.
Those are the 2 shootings during his presidency.
Yeah.
There have been like 5 in the past month.
Yeah, dude. They're cranking that up to 11, baby.
They are. They're focusing on it.
Yeah. Well, and because that they understand that you have to demonize the middle class, because the middle class is the enemy of government.
Yep.
It's not the proletariat, because the proletariat will always depend on the government.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whether you're importing them from other countries,
Mm-hmm.
or whether you're creating these, these impoverished, urban
hooked on poverty
communities. Yeah.
Yep.
And then the upper echelon is in bed with the government and the system that creates all of this. So like they're allies of that. So the middle class though, typically educated, typically independently wealthy, typically have careers or steady jobs.
Mm-hmm.
So they have their own money, so they don't need the government. A lot of times they have property, like just a house, even in America, like your property is not really your property. Like the government can come and take it whenever they want. We do live under a facade of liberty. And then firearms, and firearms are the means by which we really keep the threat of that is what keeps everything in check.
It's the only threat.
It's the only threat, because Robert Heinlein said it in Starship Troopers, at least from a terrestrial perspective, void of God, divine intervention, violence is the ultimate authority.
It's true.
It's the only reason why we pay our taxes. I mean, if you really had a choice to pay your taxes or not pay your taxes, I mean, Adam, I'm sure you deal with it from your guys' artistic stuff.
How many people would pay their taxes purely out of altruism?
Right. And what taxes would you pay? We pretend otherwise, but the truth is the only reason you do stuff like that is because men with guns will come to your house and they will take you to a cage.
Yep. It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
So,
and those men with guns are afraid of everyone having guns.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Biden has always been he's been like on the front lines of pushing for gun control legislation for decades.
Yeah.
He's wanted to take guns away. Decades.
Yeah.
And now he's in the seat. And all of a sudden, there's this rash of gun incidents.
Yeah, amazing.
Rash of shootings and gun violence.
Yeah.
And, on top of that, let's layer on the executive orders he's signed, piled onto that over the past month. And the fact that he's talking about stacking the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
It's obvious that the left is building a case to do away with a Second Amendment.
Oh, yeah.
Effectually do away with it.
Yeah.
Legislate, amend, chip away. It might still be there, but there's no efficacy. There's no protection of your rights anymore. They are going to take our guns.
Yeah. It's only a matter of time.
As goes the Second Amendment, so goes the First Amendment.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Control what people can say, what people can think.
But that's already, the First Amendment is already under threat anyways, because I know of at least 2 instances in the past couple of years where they've shut down people's bank accounts because they were considered politically subversive.
Mm-hmm.
But
the cancel culture we're seeing right now is child's play to what they will be able to do when they disarm the American people.
Yeah.
And they're pushing hard for that.
Yeah.
They're pushing hard for that, which is why in 2022 you're going to see a backlash. Hopefully, if our votes count at all,
they don't.
If that system has
they don't count.
If that system isn't totally corrupted, which it probably is.
Yeah, we learned that. Yeah.
Adam, this video is going to be flagged. We're screwed.
Nah, Adam's on board. He'll his presence will shield us. Adam, do you guys look at that and do you guys think we're all just crazy? Are we so disconnected from the rest of the world? Or do you guys see that and are like, yeah, I kind of get it,
I kind of get it. It's something that's always been there. It's what your country was based on when it came to be. So why wouldn't you want to exactly? So why wouldn't you want to defend that?
Yeah.
You know, it's just like if someone came and tried to take my tea away. No,
Yeah.
I don't mean that. I don't mean that. I don't mean it like that. But, you know, if someone came and tried to take something that was as British to us
right
as the Second Amendment is to you guys.
Yeah. Intrinsic to your culture.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, and there's nothing wrong with like there is absolutely nothing wrong, and it's criminal that we've been so brainwashed to believe it so, with being proud of your country and being proud of your nation and being proud of like your people and your heritage and your family line. Like that's all awesome, you know?
Yeah. Why is that bad?
Yeah. Well, it's only bad if you're, you know, in a certain demographic on the, you know, if you're a certain place on the scale. And that's the, where there's smoke, there's fire. That's the insidious lie that they know they can't conquer us by force of arms. And they know that they can't like trick us into surrendering. So what they do is they subvert us by making us hate ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
That's the trick, to like make, you know, to make Englishmen feel guilt for the British Empire. You know, it's like, well, did the British Empire, you know, conquer a bunch of places and maybe subjugate a bunch of people? And yeah, we've all read the story about like Rorke's Drift and all this other stuff. Yeah, sure. But like, also there was a lot of good that happened too, you know? I mean, it's not all one or the other. I mean, even I've been listening to Dan Carlin's Hardcore History about the Wrath of the Khans.
Yeah, it's great.
You know,
Dan
and I
Carlin,
mean, dude, and it is that thing of like, this is such a demonized thing. You could even say the same thing for World War II. That like it's such a demonized thing, but you can find it's not all total. No one's totally bad as a nation, as a people. You know, so like the Mongolian Empire, for all of its pyramids of skulls, you know, brought a lot. Like the Roman Empire, for all of its, you know, for all of its Pax Romana, still brought a lot. The British Empire, you know, how many people were saved with medicine and irrigation and clean water, you know, because civilization was brought to, you know, people who could have died because of a mosquito population.
The British Empire brought international trade.
Yeah.
To many nations. Yeah.
And how much, and how much has international trade improved the quality of life for so many people? So it just, you know, there's always going to be some grime of worm tongue in the back, you know, just like trying to get you to just hate yourself, because that's the only, they can't defeat you. They have to get you to defeat you. And it's such a fallen angel, like Luciferian, satanic kind of ploy, but it works, man. It works, you know, and Americans are so afraid of guns. And, you know, the average normie Americans, I even have them in my family, people I love and respect. You know, they don't get it. They're like, well, what do you need with a 30-round magazine? It's like, have you not seen the riots that go on? Like, you might need a 30-round magazine. Also, none of your business. Like, you know, that.
I heard something the other day that really set me off. It was actually a Republican person.
Big surprise.
A Republican. I can't remember her political office.
in DC.
Yeah, but she was talking about the school system and how they're trying to push this critical race theory.
Oh, right.
And how the school system was trying to cover up their intentions to do this.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. But she made a comment that really, really irritated me. She said, you know, people who don't have anything to hide don't hide anything.
Okay. I mean, when they're spying on you all the time,
it's one of those little slogans,
right?
That people like to adopt.
Yeah.
If you don't have anything to hide, all-encompassing idea.
Yeah. Why don't you let the government come into your house?
It has a kernel of truth to it. It sounds good. It feels good. But if you think about it from beyond the emotional rush you get when you hear it, you realize that it can be really sinister, because you don't have anything to hide until the laws change,
right? And
you're not doing anything different, but all of a sudden you have something to hide.
You're in a position,
like if you're a Christian, for example,
you
know, and let's not think it's beyond the realm of possibility that
At this point, no, I wouldn't.
Professing a belief in any religion, let's say a belief in Christ, and all of a sudden that's outlawed or looked down upon in some way.
Yeah.
It's happened it can happen.
It'll happen. It'll happen again.
And it will happen again. It's currently happening in other countries.
Yeah.
So people who don't, have anything to hide, don't hide things. Tell that to the Christians in China right now.
You're right. Yeah.
Tell that to the Christian church in Iraq or Iran, which is the largest Christian church in the world. What? The underground church in Iran is the largest Christian church in the world.
What?
They don't have anything to hide. So why are they hiding it? People who don't have anything to hide don't hide things? Come on. Yeah, in Iran.
No kidding.
Largest church in the world.
Their women are really hot. Maybe I need to go to Iran.
Maybe you should. Get you an Iranian Christian.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah. Like a Coptic Christian chick, Yeah. That's the trick. That's the key.
Boy, this went off the rails.
Boy, they only got they got two things right. They got the AK-47 and they got their women.
Tell you what, I'm just saying. Anyway, that really set me off.
Well, it is the truth because like we have the Fourth Amendment. No, unlawful search and seizure, and but at the same time, like that is such an insidious, satanic thing to say to people. If you don't have anything people who don't have anything to hide, don't have anything to hide. Or
don't hide things.
Don't hide things. Like, because it appeals to especially as a Christian, it appeals to your forthright nature. Mm-hmm. Like, that's one of the big things about being a Christian and just being a man or being a good person, being, godly, logos driven, ethical, moral, is you don't like to hide things. You don't like to distort the truth. You want to, because you feel like you're going against the grain. So you want to be. I
hate the idea of forced or coerced transparency.
Yeah.
Privacy is a good thing.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with it.
It's a good thing.
Yeah.
And
it's an option you should have.
And transparency is also a good thing, but all of these things in context.
Right.
I don't think I should impose transparency on you in your life.
Right.
I shouldn't have to impose things on you.
It's my choice
to protect myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
I shouldn't force you to be transparent.
Right.
Lord knows the government's not being transparent.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing. If there was like mutual consent and mutual cooperation, it's sort of like Adam, I don't know how it is with you guys, but like over here, we hate the IRS because they are, they're as incompetent as they are predatory. It's really like a question of which one.
They are incompetent as they are predatory. That is exactly right.
Like, I have been arguing with them for the better part of 3 months about like someone screwed up and misfiled something. And so now they think that we owe them money. Right. But, but we don't. And we've proven that we don't. So now we have to wait for them to accept the fact that they don't, to pay us the money that they owe us. And it's like, if the shoe were on the other foot, I would be having to pay penalties and interest for this. But I don't get to demand penalties and interest from the IRS, just like you can't sue the government.
Right. They have more guns.
Yeah. Because they have more firepower. Yeah. Because they can roll up with a tank.
More force.
Or they can drop a drone, a Hellfire missile on you, and so it's just at that point, like, at that point, your AR-15 is the only thing you have left. And you know what? As I've heard a lot of liberals say, like, well, what can you accomplish with an AR-15? They have drones and psionic warfare and rail guns and all this different technology. And it's like, yeah, but like, have you paid attention to Iraq for the past 20 years? I mean, those dudes are like, look, that's a culture that caters to inbreeding. So you got subpar IQ and you got like AKs, which is the only thing communism ever got right. Ironically, which is the only thing the leftists want to take away. Beautiful. Beautiful in
beautiful irony.
Yeah. And it's like, dude, these are guys with like rusted out AKs that, like can't even shoot past 30 yards, running around in flip-flops and pajamas. And,
and we lost.
Yeah. Like
with our psionic weapons and our rail guns.
So like you give us the home field advantage with stuff that does work. Yeah. Yeah. It's over, baby. And they know it's over. So they have to convince you to give it up because they can't take it.
That's right.
But you know what? I don't know which one I'd be more afraid of. Me with an AR-15 in close quarters, or like Adam with a claymore in close quarters.
Hey, I got the claymore. Don't you worry.
What's without giving too much away? What's like a weapon of choice for home defense, Adam? If you had your pick, theoretically, in Minecraft.
In Minecraft, it would a diamond sword.
The diamond sword, yeah. If you were operating under the rules of of England, so I guess nothing beyond maybe like a double-barreled shotgun, but you could have anything legally approved, what would be your ideal home defense tool of choice?
Double barrel or a cricket bat.
A cricket bat. Really?
Vicious.
Yeah?
Have you seen how those things are shaped?
I remember the first
You'll get different like splat patterns depending on if you use the edge.
Yeah.
Or you turn it flat ways and there's that ridge kind of along the middle of it.
It's kind of like an oar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you hit them with the edge, it's got to be that's got to be vicious.
Yeah. Didn't they use a cricket bat in Shaun of the Dead? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The delivery.
I get Adam. You know, this is why I love Adam so much. Like,
it's great.
I get it. Yeah. Yeah. I guarantee in 5 years I'll be living in a little cottage like down the road. Just bugging
awesome.
Adam.
That'd be awesome. Come to see both
You
of
got
you
some
guys.
tangalomes? All right.
Last thing we can review.
Yeah, it was good, man. I finished A Man-at-Arms, which was awesome.
Nice.
Really, really good.
Yep.
Beautiful. Profound.
I'm halfway through it right now.
Dude, it is just like, it's so iconic. It's just it's everything you want it to be. It's great.
You know what I love about it so far, and I'm going to bring this up when we hopefully interview him.
Yeah.
Father culture.
Oh yeah,
big time.
It's really cool. Yeah, Adam, you might enjoy reading it too, because it like definitely, the mercenary Telamon in the story, he's this Roman mercenary, and he's just sort of this loner, gunslinger, wanderer type, but he does inadvertently kind of adopt a family.
Yep.
And it is sort of, this it's like a 10-year-old boy, 8-year-old girl.
And he could just slaughter them all.
He could kill them at any time.
And be done.
And in fact, the whole thing of him adopting these and keeping these people who are effectively like, they start out as like hangers on, but they become intrinsic part of his adoptive family tribal thing. Like, it violates his own code to keep them around.
Yeah. Especially the witch.
Yeah. Especially the Judean witch.
Oh man, so good.
Yeah, it is. It's funny. And she's like such a hellcat. Like,
she's such a nag.
Yeah, nag. Yeah.
Oh, it's
she's
so
a crone.
great.
They even call her a crone at one point.
It's great.
Yeah, it's really awesome.
Man-at-Arms.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm just going to show everyone the cover here.
And it's not it's not a long book. It's like 316 pages. And it's a fast read.
Phenomenal book.
And I burned through it.
Oh, and while we're on the topic of books, I just got Brave New World in, which I'm going to read. Yeah. I just read Fahrenheit 451, and last week we were ranting about dust covers. Yeah, and how much we hate them, and I ripped up Fahrenheit 451's dust cover.
Yeah,
and I have just the bare bones book here, no dust cover. I'm going to do the same now with Aldous Huxley's Brave New World.
You're going to destroy it.
Which I don't believe in dust covers.
Nick,
look at that! It's two-tone. It's like a two-tone '80s Chevy.
Nick's letting out his inner orc, Adam. That's what it is.
I don't like dust covers. Hold on. Ooh, that's tough.
Oh, you get it?
There we go. There we go. Well, let me give it one more.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
love it.
Deuce's dust cover. We don't do dust covers around here. We're about typewriters and flip phones.
That's right. Typewriters and flip phones.
Stephen Pressfield's book has a dust cover. I'm not going to do that. That's disrespectful.
We'll do it after the interview.
I'm not going to do it in front of him. I might do it after. I don't want to do it before, because what if they see it? Oh God.
Yeah.
So we're not gonna do that.
I actually, you know what though, as someone who like has bought covers and done the whole cover art process, like I found myself looking at who the cover artist was for that.
Yeah.
Because well, it's exactly what you think it would be. Like they got it 100% right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's exactly what you think Telamon would look like. It's exactly as Telamon described. The weapons are accurate, and he was not that lucky with some of the other books that he's had. some of the other books that he's had, the covers have been radically inaccurate.
Put this up here.
But that is what Telamon looks like. Those are the weapons that he has.
Yeah.
I think the whole book industry has come so far in the past 10 years because of independent publishing, because it used to be your cover was designed by a bunch of artists and a marketing manager and focus groups, and it was all focus tested, and it had ass all to do with like what your story actually was. The original Gates of Fire cover was criminally inaccurate in that regard.
I love the back too. It's basically praise. It's
that's
reviews or commentary.
That's what you should do for your hardback.
Listen, I should listen to who made the people they selected for this list of compliments and reviews for. Okay, there's this guy named General Jim Mattis.
Oh, yeah, that guy. I think I've heard of
General Mattis.
Yeah, I think I've heard of him.
Mad Dog Mattis.
Yeah.
Of the Marines.
Yeah.
U.S. Marines retired and 26th Secretary of Defense.
Yeah.
Okay, that's number one. First one, General David Petraeus. General Petraeus. That sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Former director of the CIA. And then someone from the New York Times. Forget them. Jack Carr, Navy SEAL sniper.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And then Ann Scott Tyson, award-winning journalist and author of American Spartan. And listen to this, Jim Gant, ex-Green Beret. I mean,
oh, that's right. That's who we did the podcast with.
Yeah, really there's like an interview with that guy. Yeah. I mean, those are some big names.
Yeah. Adam, I should send you that. You'd like that.
So great.
By the way, it's pretty good. Yeah. So Adam, what about you, man? What do you have going on past week?
Fixed a little issue that we talked about.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Fixed that.
Uh-huh. That's good, because that was a problem. Yeah. Look, sometimes, I'm just going to say, there are times where you will feel guilty that you are maybe letting Adam down or not being Johnny on the spot for Adam or maybe asking too much of Adam. I just want you to know there's always a lower rung on the ladder.
Okay.
and Adam is like such a saint that he bears up and just in true English form, man, just
had to go back and redo
marches right through. I think there is.
Okay.
If I were you, Adam, I admire you, sir, because I think I might have thrown in the towel. Like 9 hours. Yeah, got 9 hours in on a project. And the person changed their mind on some stuff.
No, not you.
No.
Oh, this is somebody else that you're narrating for.
Yeah.
9 hours in and they changed their mind on using you? No, they changed the manuscript.
No accents for the main characters.
I know, that's what I did. When he told me that, it's just like, oh my God, Adam, you poor bastard. Like I couldn't. Yeah. Dude,
oh man, I'm so sorry.
Did you just have to immediately go to the bar and have a scotch and just yeah?
That's when you fly out here to Tennessee, sit in the tiki lounge with us.
Yeah.
And we'll commiserate with some whiskey.
Yeah. Yeah, because we're of like Irish descent, so we're really good at being miserable.
German, Irish.
Yeah, German and Irish. So we understand misery.
It's that misery and pain from which we draw.
So how did you fix that, Adam? Did you just go back and redo the whole thing?
Man, beast mode. Oh, dude, I am so sorry.
2 days.
I bet.
Jeez.
I bet every bit. Actually, I think it's impressive that you're able to do all that in 2 days. Honestly. Yeah.
So this week, he's going to do Wayfarers and nothing else.
Yes, good.
Nice.
Good. Treat yourself, Adam. You know? I really am looking forward to Adam tackling Wayfarers because, like, I think it's something that he would enjoy. And I think he'd appreciate it. And he's done enough of them now to be fairly comfortable with doing them. It's not much of a workout for him, you know? So, yeah. Anyways.
I enjoy the characters because it kind of feels like, although we're going back in time in a way.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like Melfax was just I really liked the character in Empyrean Falling, but he was just the big badass cherub.
Yeah.
Whereas now he's not. He's his whole character.
Yeah.
It's really
so good
cool.
to hear you say that, because that definitely is what I was going for. And as a writer in a vacuum, a lot of times you get worried that you're not doing it right, that you're not conveying. So that means a lot, man. Thank you. I'm really glad to hear that. He was always my favorite character too.
Oh, I love him.
Because he's kind of like he's the dad. He's just like, he's just steady, unflappable, He's like, well, it'll be okay, It's sort of grandfatherly type. So yeah, he's pretty cool, man. He that book started out as a deconstruction of that character, but it became something more that still involved him along the way. And so I think it'll shift in tone, and you'll sort of veer away from that into some other stuff. But I think the other stuff you'll like a lot too. It'll be cool, especially once it starts intersecting with the Bible. So, anyways, I'm really excited, and I love the editing. By the way, the editing is great. I'm gonna once that's all finished, I'll pay you for it, and then I'll go back and review it all and implement, and we'll get that done. So. And I saw Nobody with my niece, the Bob Odenkirk movie.
I want to see that.
Everybody should go see Nobody. That's a fun movie. That's a cool, like, especially as like if you're a dad or a older guy, like middle-aged guy, like it's a fun movie. It's cool, and it's strangely about family in a way that I wasn't anticipating. It's pretty fun.
Interesting. Don't say anything else.
Yeah, okay.
Because I do want to see it. No spoilers.
Yeah,
I do want to see it.
If you guys do cinemas over there still, Adam, if they're not all shut down from COVID, like, you and the missus go see Nobody. It's fun. You'll like it. But,
as far as me, week in review, I wrote, like I was telling you earlier, first 3 pages of a potential biography about our dad.
Oh yeah, cool. Yeah.
And then what is ahead for this week? This Thursday, we're having the book party for those 12 kids that gave me all the ideas for the Hoppus Chronicles.
Cool.
I took Thursday off of work, and they're all going to come over here. I'm going to give them each a copy, and I'm going to have them all sign my copy.
Yeah.
Awesome.
They're all going to put it in, and that's going to be really great. So we're going to have some different, like fun activities and things. I'm going to get Rihanna to record something,
that's cool.
Make some video and stuff. But it's going to be really great. And
that's
all the proceeds of that, of course, if it ever gets sold on Amazon, it'll go to charity.
What's the charity?
It's called Generation Joshua.
Yeah, what it was.
Generation Joshua is about teaching young people, young adults. Teaching them how to stand up for their conservative. What I say conservative, not Republican, because it's nonpartisan. Otherwise, it couldn't be a 501c3.
Yeah.
But their conservative Christian values.
That's so cool.
How to defend that and stand for that.
Yeah.
And I can't think of a better cause to support.
That's awesome. How'd you find out about it?
Actually, Rihanna found it. Mentioned to her by one of her homeschool mom friends.
Yeah.
And a lot of great charities you can support, but that one's perfect.
Just taking down Jerichos one at a time.
Yeah. I got to get the next generation ready to stand their ground.
Yeah.
So I'm all about that. That's really cool. And that's it for me, I think. I did buy a typewriter.
Oh yeah.
I bought this really cool Smith Corona Galaxy. I think it's like a 1959.
Yeah.
But I thought I could repair it, and I think I'm in over my head.
I noticed it was the skeleton of it is in a tub out on the patio.
Yeah, it's rusted. It's rusted so badly.
Yeah.
I can't get any of it won't budge. None of the keys will budge. I've been using Dustbuster for days, scrubbing. I can't get anything to budge.
Really?
Yeah, the carriage works beautifully, but not all the keys are absolutely rusted completely still. I can't get them to move.
We'll have to find somebody. Nashville Typewriter was supposed to work out, but he's too busy. Like Adam,
they'll probably tell me to throw it away.
It depends on who you find. Like, I don't know. Yeah, we'll find somebody.
Got to.
Yeah. Nashville Typewriter. We thought we could use Nashville Typewriter, but he's been like taking the past few months and building this whole other like room to store his stuff in. And I got really frustrated with him because I've been trying to get our typewriters to him since like December.
Yeah.
And I told him in my
dodgy.
Yeah, and I told him, like, dude, no one is paying. Like, your business model is renovating typewriters, repairing, maintenance.
Yeah.
Your business, no one's paying Nashville Typewriter to build a room. So you're putting off, like, between Nick and I, Adam, we have like 4 typewriters that we were going to take. And he charged like $130 just to service a typewriter. So it's like $500 he could have made off of us right there, For a lot of people, that's a week. That's a week. Sure. That's a paycheck. And so, anyways, I told him, I got really frustrated with him. I told him in our last Instagram exchange, like, no one's paying Nashville Typewriter to build a room. People are, people are paying. It's sort of like your bakery. Like, if you expand your bakery, no one's paying you.
You don't stop selling bread.
Right. You don't stop selling bread to, like, any more than you have to, No. And you don't do it yourself. You don't. Like, you don't have the employees installing electrical lines, which might be fun. I don't know. Depends on the employee. That might solve a problem. You're right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So it just
someone lost their job thanks to Jonathan.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm here for. I am the destroyer of worlds. But it's that, if anybody's watching this who's like starting a small business or something, your business. Oh yeah, we just lost our camera.
I'll switch over.
Okay.
Stand by.
Your business is the service you're providing. So, like, don't be egotistical. Hire day laborers, for God's sake. Pay somebody else to do that. That's what they're there for. And then you keep doing the thing that you're doing, because that's why I'm going to go work for the gunsmith, because it's like he's losing money by not having somebody like me running the shop.
Yeah.
So
he can do the smithing.
So he can do the smithing because he's the gunsmith. Yeah. So it just, anyways, but we'll find somebody else for the typewriters. We'll get them worked out. I'm going to find out when your birthday is, Adam. I'm going to send you a typewriter. Get you. Yeah. We'll get you all hooked up on that.
Man. Yeah.
So.
All right, man. Anything else?
Not really. We got. We probably need to. You know what? I think I was going to do this week, but I think we'll wait till next week. We'll wait until Nick finishes A Man at Arms, and then I think we'll do a whole stream, or we'll do at least a portion of a stream about A Man at Arms, and we'll talk about that together, and which will be closer to the interview time, whenever that's supposed to be in May. And we'll get that worked out. But I need to probably email Dee here, or Diana, in the next week or two and figure that out. Mrs. Burrell is working on the bookmarks, so that's really cool.
Yeah, very cool.
We're really excited about that. I cannot wait, man. That looks so cool. Like, she is just, you guys both are such an asset. It's awesome.
It's awesome what you guys are doing. Yeah.
So, and then just working on Sasquatch Lips, just writing away at that.
Yeah.
So,
Very cool.
What about you?
I need to I really want to get some of those bookmarks made for the timepiece. At least the timepiece. That sounds really, really cool.
Yeah.
Like, that is I could do like a big promotional giveaway.
I know. Yeah.
For the hardcover edition.
Yeah.
Because I have a hardcover now, and the timepiece in hardcover. I'm so excited about that.
Yeah.
And that would be amazing. So I'll be in touch about that very soon.
I think also for next week, I might have the special edition from Taurus Necros in for Heavenly Realms with the custom cover and hardback.
Cool.
So I don't know. It was mailed out last week, so I was hoping it would get here in time for this, but it might be next episode by the time we're able to. So yeah, I'm looking forward to. I haven't promoted it a whole lot. It's on taurusnecros.com, special edition. It's like $30 or $40, but it's worth it. It's 600 pages. It has a map. Hardcover, custom painted cover, like it's nice. I haven't promoted it a whole lot because I haven't had a physical copy to show to people. So as soon as that comes in, but I'm looking forward to that.
Well, that's all we got. And this is the last little thing here. This is our personal motto. You can't hack a typewriter.
Yeah.
That sums up everything we're about right there.
You know, it's funny. If I were more technologically inclined, I would reboot Xbox Live. Just so I could play Destiny with Adam.
No, that'd be cool.
We never get anything done, Adam. It's a good thing that we'll just be sitting there the whole time, Yeah. What's your favorite character in Destiny? What character type do you like? Because they have the Titan. Is that the tank? Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, that's Adam,
man.
baby. Just steamrolling right in, just soaking up laser blast and smacking people.
Love it.
Yeah.
Adam's awesome. I'll post all the links below for Nick's stuff, for the Travelers League, for Fringe Mythology, for Instagram, and for Amazon for all the books, for Audible also. I'll do that later on today. So anybody who's watching this on the back end, just about everybody who watches this, you watch it after the fact. You'll have all the links there, so you can find Adam, so you can find Nick's stuff and my stuff too. If you feel like, if your cigarette lighter doesn't work in your car anymore, and you need something else to hurt yourself with. I had to find something. Well, we'll find something here to,
You know what? People who have cars that have those cigarette lighters, they don't make those anymore.
Oh, it's true.
No.
Yeah.
So those are people that appreciate older things.
Adam,
I like those people.
That shows you how old my car is.
Yeah.
I've got one.
Do you really? What kind of car do you drive?
Ford Mondeo.
Ford Mondeo. I'll have to look at it.
Never heard of the Mondeo.
Yeah. That sounds cool.
Interesting. Small car, big car. What does it look? Is it pretty compact?
It's what we'd class as a large family car, but
Really?
for you it's probably tiny. But we'd class it as
All right.
That's awesome. Hey man, when you have like two kids, the days of the compact tiny cars are over.
Oh yeah.
The days of the pickup trucks are over.
Dude, you'll see, like, driving around here in this town, you'll see some skinny little teenage snot by themselves driving a massive tank of a pickup truck. Massive tank. Can't get it in the parking space.
Just wait till 9 months
terrorizing
after prom,
the
baby.
public in general. Oh, it's horrifying.
Yeah. Well,
horrifying.
Enjoy it while you can, little.
And then you'll see
teenager.
the uber rich multimillionaire driving around in his smart car, his Tesla, some tiny little thing, trying to, all virtue signaling.
No, Mini Cooper. That's what they love.
Yeah,
the rich, the snooty types over here, Adam, they all love Mini Coopers.
It's true.
It's
They like Mini
hilarious.
Coopers, but Teslas,
I don't know. I don't get it.
Teslas are the big thing now. Dude, I'm telling you, when they make a Mini Cooper that's an all-electric car, we're going to see a level of snobbery that is unprecedented.
I've sent you a picture, Nick.
Oh, yeah. Oh, let's see.
Adam, did you ever, were you ever on the South Park train at all?
Yeah.
Do you remember the
that's
episode where they move out to San Francisco and everybody's driving a Prius and they're all
Hybrid,
smelling their own farts in the wine glasses? See, Adam's laughing. He knows. Yeah. Adam's like my brother from another mother, man. Like everything cool that I thought I was all alone on. Adam's like right there with me. God bless you. That's a that's a nice looking car, man. That Mondeo is pretty. Thanks. They're all like leaning out the window. Thanks. That's what it's gonna turn into.
Well, man, Adam, I wish you were here with us. We're about to go grab Mexican food.
Oh man.
Go to our favorite restaurant. Go to Amigos.
Yeah.
Oh man, so good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to find something to eat now.
Yeah. That's just tit for tat after the bakery pictures.
This is true.
Right.
Yeah.
Now we're even. To quote Alan Rickman from Prince of Thieves.
Can you say it like Alan Rickman? I know that
Adam can, because he sounds just like him. Adam sounds like a manlier version of Alan Rickman.
Yeah. Now
we're even. That's after he cuts his chin.
I can't even have that.
You know what's funny about that movie, though, Adam, before we go real quick? Kevin Costner, for like the first act of that movie, it's a great movie. It's one of the greatest movies of all time. Like, Nick and I love it. We watch it all the time. I mean, at least as Americans. I don't know, because it's kind of maybe,
it's got the 90s cheese to it.
It does.
90s cheesy, but it's so good. Early night, like I think it was 1990, 1991. Maybe.
Yeah, it was pretty early.
Or maybe 89.
But like
anyway.
Kevin Costner, they hired an accent coach, a dialect coach for him. Yeah, Adam knows. Adam knows all about this. And he tried to have a British accent for like the first act of the movie. And then they just did away with it. They were like, just whatever. Yeah.
No.
But what's so funny about that movie is he had so much pull in editing that he had them take out scenes of Alan Rickman, because Alan Rickman was so good. He was showing
stealing the show.
He was stealing the show. Of course, he steals the show.
Yeah. I love it. Of course, he's Alan Rickman. He's gonna steal the show.
Yeah, you can't compete with that.
So
with your Bull Durham,
dances with accents.
Yeah. Dances with, whatever. I'm trying not to curse. So, all right, Adam, love you, bud. It's awesome having you on. Thank you for joining us. This was super cool. I'll post all the links below so Adam, people can look Adam up and hire him for their work. And we're gonna go get chips. I guess you're gonna hit the grindstone, huh, and get to work. And this is an all-nighter for Adam. He has tomorrow off, so
get some sleep, get some rest.
Yeah, enjoy what you do, And man, we'll catch you on the backside. I'm Jonathan,
Nick,
and that's Adam, and we are the Gosslings.
Yep.
And thank you for joining us, and we'll catch you later.
See you later,
guys.
See you.
Bye.
Have a good night, man.